Good morning, everybody. It is January 8th, 2023, and I am pleased to announce that the Gremlin's electric guitar build is in the drawing phase. Figure since I did a Gizmo guitar, I have to do a Gremlin's guitar as well. And I was searching through several different ways of doing this guitar, and I came across this picture online, and I thought that would be so killer. And I think the shape of it is going to be amazing too. I'll be starting this one very soon as well, within the next week. Just got to get some more wood from Home Depot. But yeah, color just like the picture there. I'm gonna paint it as best as I can to the picture. All the different colors and all the different layers and textures and everything like that. I'm gonna hand paint it, of course, except for probably the flesh tones like I did on the. But the flesh tones look a little tanner than regular skin pigments, you know, as far as the. And I do have that color that I've never used, so that's pretty cool. That's awesome. I do have a fresh can of that particular spray paint. So, with the green and the yellow on the hands and the nails and the shading and the lips and everything like that, it's just going to be so cool. So yep, there's the drawing version, of course, and this is all the parts, exactly the same parts I want to use. One volume knob, not really sure, the input jack, it's going to be somewhere where when it sits in the lap that it doesn't get in the way, of course. And as far as strap buttons go, I mean, it could always be one there and then one behind the neck plate, this exact neck, not this neck. I've got three more. You've seen necks like this. This pickup, this exact same pickup, I think it's like 17 ohm rating, K ohms. So it's very hot passive pickup, exact same bridge. Chrome hardware. Thought about going black hardware, but chrome hardware is going to be cool. Green headstock, front of the headstock with my logo in white, of course. And then, I'm not sure, I could even do like a spike version, to where I do the spike. That'd be pretty cool, because that would be specific to spike, the Gremlin spike, and then I could put spike on the fretboard. So that's always an option too. Put like a little bit of a mohawk there, which is actually a cool idea. And this would be a one-sided guitar. I'm not gonna do like the back, like on the Gizmo guitar, where it's both sides, and I think that'd be kind of difficult to try to figure out the back of this guitar. So I think what I would mainly probably do is have a gloss black on the sides and on the back, and just paint the front of the guitar. So that would be very cool. So that would be just extremely awesome. Either black or white or some other color. It could even be yellow because the popcorn, but yeah. All right, hope everybody's had a good weekend Sunday, and thought I'd start Sunday with a really cool project idea. Yeah, I think this would be very cool, because when you're playing it upright, it would be upright, and you gotta have a Gremlin. You have a Gizmo guitar, you gotta have a Gremlin guitar. And with the painting and the shading and everything like that, with the plan, that's gonna just be amazing. All right, hope everybody has a good day, and we will talk to you soon. Gremlin guitar is being born. We'll see you soon. Very cool. Good morning, everybody. It is January 17, 2023, and it's time to start work on the Gremlin's electric guitar. And as you can see, we're in the car, and we're at where they make home improvement the best, Lowe's. As you can see, we're at the Lowe's, and we're gonna pick up some wood for this guitar. Sorry about that. We're gonna pick up some wood, and I thought about it. Last time I was here, I was looking at the wood, and I might go with a different approach this time instead of going with the standard plywood. But I'll explain more of that when we get inside there. So I just want to figure I'd take you with me, and gonna pick up some wood. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're inside the local Lowe's. I just wanted to show you usually the wood that I usually tend to get. Okay, this is like 3/4 inch plywood right here. $60 a sheet, and it's okay quality, I guess, but it's really rough. We have better quality quality of wood that's further you go down, like 3/4 inch. And then I usually used to get this right here. This is the cabinet grade, I guess, for like a sheet of 3/4 inch. And I'd have them cut it in 2-foot sections. So you'd have 4 2-foot by 4-foot sections. And that goes for about $83 a sheet. But we're gonna try something. This is right here, this is $69 a sheet. And this is blonde wood plywood. And that looks pretty good too. But after all, it is plywood. It's got the layers. And I was thinking this time around we'd try something a little bit different. Instead of going with plywood and having them cut it. It might be a little bit more expensive, but let me go down to where it is. And I'll show you what my idea is. So that's not too bad. I mean, you can get probably, I don't know, 5-6 guitars out of a sheet of plywood like that. So alright, let me go to the other spot and be right back. So one last thing, they do have this cheaper stuff that's like $32.60. But this stuff is really kind of rough. And I've used that on many guitars before. But you know, you have to do a lot of filling, a lot of sanding, and it just increases the workload. But I mean, it's good wood. I mean, it will work fine. But let me go over to the other spot. Be right back. Okay, we're over into the cabinet wood section, and this is what I'm thinking this time. I mean, they've got all these pretty cool sheets of cabinet board, but I seen these the other day, and I thought this was really gonna be cool. See, for $21, you can get a sheet. Let me see, where is that? Okay, this bottom, actually. Yeah, the ones that I wanted, they got sold out. Wow, that sucks. But yeah, the 3/4 inch ones here, $39 right here. And I think one sheet would be, here, let me pull it out and I'll show it to you 1 second. Let's see, you've got the thinner ones here. This is a little bit thicker, and 2 of these would make, all right, 1 second, let me get a sheet out. Let's see, I got a sheet out here. It's a little bit thick. It looks like about 3/4 inch. And there would be 2 layers for the guitar itself. So this one down here, I don't know how many feet. I think this is 4 foot long by about 2 foot. So this is actually, there's dimensions right here. Yeah, 4 foot by 24 inch. It looks bigger than 24 inch. Yeah, 2 feet by 4 foot. But you got these ones down here that are a little bit thinner. But okay, so it says 3/4 inch though. So 2 of these would be good as well. And these are $23 each. And let me get them situated and I'll be right back. Okay, between these 2 pieces, the bottom one is $40 and this top one's $23. So this would be about $65, $70 with tax. And I could probably get 2 guitars out of this. So it'd be like the top layer, the thinner layer, or no, that'd be the bottom layer, the thinner layer, and then the top layer would be the thicker layer. So it's just a little bit thickness, but you can see that's the perfect thickness for a guitar body. And I would glue it together and do my whole process. But let me figure it out and see what else is available here, and we'll be right back. All right, I like to go with these 2 sheets. We got one that's 1 inch actually. It's not 3/4, it's 1 inch. And then this one will be, I think, 3/4 inch. Where is it? Anyway, yeah, 3/4 inch. We got 1 inch and 3/4 inch. So I'm gonna go with these 2 pieces. And I can always mix and match or whatever. But yeah, they look pretty good. This one was 40, and I think this one was 23 to 25. So between the 2 of them, it'd probably be about $60, $65. And you get a lot less material than a whole sheet like we had said before and other sheets. But the quality of this is just so smooth, and you can carve into this a lot. It's not actual plywood, it's actual wood. So alright, we'll see you when we get back to the house. Let me go buy these. We'll see you later. Alright, back at home. Alright, now we're working on the drawing, and I'm trying to decide something here. I'm trying to figure out what to do as far as the back. Okay, I've got the front concept rendering complete, and I went ahead and I got some of my carbon paper and I traced out the shape, and I'm going to cut out the shape and then flip it over. Let's see, I got the shape, I got some more paper, I gotta put some tape there, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the shape out and then flip it over, and then we're gonna have the reverse. And I'm gonna have to figure out, see, I could either do one of two things. I can do like that I did on the other guitars, where I can actually figure out, like, you know, his back, what the back would look like having his feet like right here, which I think would be really cool, and part of his legs and his back, and then the back of his head. But see, I don't think it's gonna, well, I could make it so the glasses appear like they're in front, so make his head cut off like that, so that would work fine. I just have to figure out how to figure this. So, and then obviously the glasses are going to come around his ear, so I think that would be really cool actually. Yeah, that might work. And then have it so it's just like a line there, but then have the glasses like it's around the back of his ear, so that would be really cool. And then figure out, like, you know, just his torso part, his back end, having the cup come up to a certain point and then over. So that's why I want to do this. So yeah, let me go ahead and cut this out and flip it over, and I'll be right back. Alright, got the shape cut out and flipped over, as you can see. And see, there's options here. I don't necessarily have to do the pattern on the back, like figure out all the lines and everything like at the front. The front was kind of easy, but on the back I did find online some, let's see if I can pull this up real quick. I did find online here some pictures of the back of the Gremlin. And like, this is a spike, obviously it's kind of a smaller picture, but let's take a look what else we got here. Yeah, there's that picture there. Let's see what else we have that I've found. Here's an okay one, I guess. This is, that's the one I just showed you. Yeah, it's difficult to find ones that are on specifically the back side of the Gremlin. So, and see what the glasses, them being, see if they were straightforward, it'd be like a straightforward scenario. But seeing as how they're angled like they are, like they're angled that way, and the whole shape, it might be really good, because the guitar itself is going to be maybe 1.5 inches or 1 3/4 thick. I might, like on the sides, make the back like green or black, probably black, because a lot of the color is green, but the majority of it's black. And then on the sides, I can go all the way around the sides with the different shapes, but on the back itself, just paint that straight up black or green, not have any kind of carving or shapes. That's a tough one. What I had to figure out. That's why I did this, because I could try to figure it out, like as far as have his feet, because I did come up with a PowerPoint. Let me show you the PowerPoint that I was kind of messing around with. This mouse isn't wanting to work. Okay, so here's the picture of the front, obviously, and then I kind of put pictures of the back, kind of, that I found, kind of like the feet like that, and then the back end, and then the back of the head, kind of just ideas. This is what the image flipped the opposite way, because that's the original image. So I was thinking about that. So I mean, it would be really cool to have that kind of part of it, and have the feet like that by the cup, almost like he's laying down holding the cup, but I'm not sure. Let's think about that. Let me think about that a little bit, and let me get back to you. Alright, I think I'm figuring out a good pattern for the back bits. Let me see if I can show you a better angle. Yeah, trying to figure out what the actual back section would look like. And the front was easy, because you can get that from anywhere. You can kind of piece pictures together, but the back was a little bit more difficult. But I think this is going to work pretty good. So what do you think of that? Got the feet there, kind of like the back, his butt a little bit, the back section, and the ears, the white for the sunglasses. I gotta fix that one a little bit, maybe work on the shape a little bit of the sunglasses. For like typical sunglasses, I think, you know, mess with the shape a little bit. But the arms, and then the arms will be slanted with the lines, kind of link up the lines and figure out on the sides once I get the whole body created and the wood put together and everything like that, when I go to actually go to carve. Because what I'll probably do is I'll probably trace this onto the actual wood itself, but I won't actually start carving on it until it's already completely one piece from the two pieces glued together. So, but I think this is turning out pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to work on the ear bit a little bit, the sun, you know, the glasses, because it's got to figure, you know, when it goes from the front to the back, the continuity bits have to kind of match up. And I'll do like on the right picture there on the screen, like I'll have these, the flesh tone colors, and I've got that flesh tone color, same thing I used on the Gizmo guitar. And then I'll paint in the green and black to match the green on the left side of the screen there, on the back as well. And then of course the bottoms of the feet will be the flesh tone colors in green, and I'll match all the lines, and I'll try to make it as, you know, it's the back of the guitar, but I still, you know, I've got that knack for making it complete like that. And I think this would be better than to just black it out, because I could have just did black paint or dark green paint and not had any pattern, and just the front would be the actual design. But I think this kind of sets it off, and I know it's going to be in the back, and you're not going to actually see it unless the guitar is taken off or on a hanger or something, but I still think it's cool. Let me work on these ear bit things for the glasses, and I'll be right back. Okay, I redrew a couple spots. I kind of like the shape of that, and this is an exaggerated thing. It's kind of doesn't have to be exactly precise. It's artistic, so it's objective, I know, but I try to get as close to as representational as possible. That's just, I don't know, that's kind of how I roll, I guess. But yeah, I gotta figure out the arm bits, because over here the arms and the lines. But like I said, once I get the basic concept of what I want to go with, one other thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted to address. See on the sunglasses, the left part of the sunglass, it's how it's on an angle, and I thought that was going to be a problem with here, because I figure I'll just go the whole section. But see, that's going to be kind of tricky, so I'm not sure if I should do that. Because you really can't change the shape of the guitar on the back unless I were to cut this, which I could theoretically do. You know, I could, once I make the back piece, I could, you know, angle this backward, but how would I do that? Go to the corner and then have this top piece actually inset, so the glasses only come out like that far. I could theoretically do that on the side of the guitar, so the guitar, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, that would definitely add another dimension to it, to where, you know what I mean, the sunglasses would only be this thick. If you're looking at the top of the guitar, I could cut this piece on the back piece and then leave, you know, Dremel it out on the front, so the sunglasses, I'd have to figure that out, come up with the exact shape, but that would look really cool, and that would just make it choice. I mean, it would make it look like real sunglasses. But the only problem is, this angle is on the, it's kind of a foreshadowing angle, it's not straightforward, so that would be the only problem. I could change that per se, because that's nothing I didn't consider too, was the line is here, so I'd have to figure out on this side where the line would be. So the line would be roughly there. So let me see where it lines up on the back and see if that's even a possibility. See, on the back it would be there, so it would have to be, yeah, like that. I'd have to change that, and that would be fine. Let me work on that. I'll be right back. Alright, I figured out the little glass bits, and I think that would be fine. I think that would actually work pretty cool. And like I said, cut this, you know, Dremel this down further so it gives it a 3D appearance. So I Dremel that all the way through all the bits. I'd have to figure that out. But then I added these little nodules, or these little bone bits that stick out of his skin. And I think that adds a cool contour to everything, because on the back, and like I said, this is just the back of the guitar. I don't have to go super crazy, but I wanted to get a basic rendering of what the back, because the front definitely is locked in, but then the back, I wanted to do the shape, because that's just, I guess that's how I roll. So I think that would really be cool. Work on this corner a little bit to figure the arm, and because as you can see on the picture to the right of the screen there, they do have the pattern with the flesh tone and then the darker green color, but that's not too bad. I can live with that. As far as the back design goes, instead of just coloring it, let's see if I can go on black background. Instead of just coloring it black or dark tone, I think this would be cool, like flesh tones in all the circles and the different lines, and then feather in the green like it's going to be on the front with that pattern. So I think that's going to be cool. Alright, so so now we got both sides more or less, and then of course I'll add in, not to belabor the point, but the lines on the sides, the continuity on the sides, once the shape gets, once the whole body is complete and all the parts and all the wiring and everything else is done, and actually go to Dremel all this prior to the finished work, then I'll do all the continuity bits. So, and then I'll figure that more precisely as far as the glasses. But alright, so the next step is going to be to trace this out on the wood and get out the scroll saw and cut out the shape on the wood itself. I might do that today, I might do it tomorrow, it all depends. It's not too late in the day right now, it's only about 2 o'clock or so, but just want to kind of digest on this a little bit more. But alright, hope everybody's having a good day. Sorry about the boring kind of technical aspect of it, but just trying to figure out the different bits before committing to the wood itself, because once you cut the wood, you cut, you got it cut. So, but I like that, and I like the corn, that the corn's abstract, it's not like actual kernels of corn, so that's going to be cool. So alright, well, we'll see y'all in a little bit. If I don't see you today, we'll continue with this tomorrow. Have a good day. Good morning, everybody. It is January 27th, 2023, and it is time to continue work on the but the Gremlin's electric guitar build. As you recall, I made this concept rendering last week. So, alright, so the first step is going to be, in order to get the wood ready and everything set, it's going to be amazing. I decided to do it. So we're going to go ahead and get this cut out. We're going to get the cutout cut out, as always. So I got my scissors, and we're going to go ahead and cut this out. So we'll see you in a sec. Alright, we got the cutout cut out, and I compared it to the Gizmo guitar, and it's fairly similar in size. It's maybe a little smaller because it's not the complete body, but I plan on doing the reverse image, the whole back side, and I've got all that planned and everything like that, so we'll work on that some more. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the wood situated and figure out the wood. I'm going to go with the 1-inch top layer, and then the other wood, the thinner wood on the back layer, have it like a little bit thicker. That way I can do a little bit more carving, a little more neat stuff, add my own little flair to it as far as the glasses, because I got a cool idea as far as that goes, to where I'm gonna have the head, well, anyway, we'll get to that. But alright, so let me go figure out the wood situation, measure out how long this is, and then we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, we are outside, getting ready to cut some wood. Got my two pieces, remember, like you called, got the 1-inch, and then we'll go with the 3/4 inch. Or what is that? That's 3/4 inch. Yep, 1 inch and 3/4 inch. So we're gonna cut 19. We need piece 19 by 21. So we'll cut this one 21 this way and 19 this way, and that one 19 that way and then 21 that way. So let me go ahead and cut the pieces, mark them out, and I'll be right back. Alright, actually got the shape cut out, the wood cut out, and I got the shape applied to it with some tape, and I'm gonna go ahead and pencil and trace around the shape of the instrument. And I elected to go, I did cut the 1 inch and then the 3/4 inch, but I thought it would have been a little too thick for my preference, which is okay because I can get some 1/2 inch to match with those boards for the next one. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the 2 3/4 inch. And as you can see, it's the proper shape. Seeing how this is just going to have a top load strat style bridge, so it's going to anchor right to the, it's not going to have to worry about any springs or any cavities or anything in the back. So I'm going to put a coil split switch in there, but that should be plenty of room for the switch itself. So alright, so let me get this traced out on the wood, and we'll see when I get that done. Alright, got the shape traced out on the wood. Looks pretty killer. And I figured 3 spots to anchor some screws to temporarily fix the 2 pieces together, so they'll be set when I go ahead to get the scroll saw out and cut out the pieces. So let me get the drill and put some screws in there, and I'll be right back. I got 2 pieces temporarily screwed in together in 3 spots that I think will have, won't be in the way of anything. So I got the scroll saw queued up, so let me carefully cut out the shape, and we'll see when that's over. Alright, successfully cut the shape out. It looks pretty killer. Yeah, it was pretty intense there, but we got it done. Alright, looks pretty awesome. Alright, I'm going to get the carbon paper out and actually trace on the front shape. That way I know where everything's at, and then we'll start continuing the process. Yeah. Alright, let me get my mess cleaned up, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, using the old carbon paper trick again. That I figured out the other time on the other guitar. So I got my carbon paper underneath, and I got my pens, and I'm going to go ahead and trace the lines over all the pencil lines, and then it'll transfer onto the front. And I was thinking about getting the Dremel tool or getting the X-Acto blade and actually cutting all that out today. Might as well, I mean, and then getting the Dremel and then shaping it and see how it looks and everything. So alright, we can do that today because that's just beautiful out here, and why not? So alright, we'll see you in a sec. I just got finished tracing all the lines. Hopefully I got all the lines traced. I think I did. I got the carbon paper. You ready for the reveal? Okay, here we go. Let's check it out. Alright, sweet. There we go. It's transferred over successfully. Ah, missed a line. Just one line there. Just one line missed out of all those lines. There we go. Cool. Looks pretty awesome. Alright, so I'll get the X-Acto blade and any of these wood, and any of the screws or any of the imperfections in the wood. Of course, I'll use the body filler and the Bondo and all that good stuff, so we'll make it perfect. So, and I've yet to fit this in my lap. Let me fit it in the lap. Let me swing the camera around and see how it fits in the lap and how theoretically it'll, this is a custom one-of-a-kind shape. It looks pretty cool, and it really is not that heavy, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because you don't want it to be extremely heavy, but it's a bad thing because you don't want neck dive. But I think it's heavy enough to where it'll hold the neck where it needs to be, especially when I position the strap buttons to where they need to go. But alright, let me turn the camera around and let's take a look at what we got. Did I miss another line? Let's see. Got to look at the template, taped to everything. But that look, nope, that's exact. Okay, cool. All right, let me turn around. I'll be right back. All right, let's see what we got. All right, gotta orientate myself. I'll adjust the camera, of course, but the your legs will be like right there. Oh, perfect. Wow, that's cool. That's a happy accident if I ever did see one. I like the happy, yeah, right there. Let me see the, let me adjust the camera. 1 second. Yeah. Look at that. It's right in your knees. The bucket goes right in the knees. So that's cool. And the bridge line is right there, so it's right there. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. That's because your knee, as you see, the knee rests right there, and then your other knee is perfectly comfortable, and there's really no sharp edges, like I said. And playing it like that, that's just awesome. And then having the carved bits, like I'm gonna show you the stuff back here. We'll have to figure all that out, but yeah. All right, let me turn the camera back around. All right, very cool. All right, let me get the fresh blade on an X-Acto knife and start carving all these bits, get the Dremel tool, and then do a Dremel pass on everything. That way we, lock it all in where all the lines are going to be. But all right, we'll see you in a bit. Looking pretty cool. All right, I just wanted to show you. That is so cool. I just, got the Dremel tool out, got the proper bit. I'm using the sharp point one like that. And this is how all the lines are gonna end up. Do a section at a time because there's so many, of course. And I try to take my time and do it as perfect as possible. But as you can see, it looks pretty amazing. And I'll sand it and make it perfect and everything like that. And then when I go to paint, it's gonna be so amazing. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna need to do the wood grain filler because this certain spots, but not the complete. But I still might, just to make it as perfect as possible. Do the ugly face part too, actually. But yeah, I wanted to show you that. That looks pretty cool. See, now I got the rest of it to do, but that's the overall effect I'm going for. So, and the volume knob's gonna be right there, so it's gonna be pretty cool. And like I said, I'll fill in all the screws. I might repeat myself, but yeah, looks pretty cool so far. So keep working on it, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, well, let's show some progress. It's looking good. Got the lower half dremeled, and I still got to work on the top, obviously. But yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. Let's see if we can get it in the sun. Yeah, there you go. Wow, that's gonna be amazing. I see that a lot, I know. But yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, continue working, and we'll see you next update. See you in a little bit. All right, successful Dremel of the front bits. Whew, that mouth part was intense, but got it done, and it's looking great. Look at that. Wow. That is just so killer. Man, can't wait to see some paint and some body filler. Man, that's gonna look awesome. Look at that with the colors on the lenses. So killer. Oh wow. Whew. I need to take a break for a while though, so this might conclude today's progress on this one for today. But yeah, we got a lot done, and then we can work on the back little bits. Not sure if I'm going to go the spray paint, the primer on. There's really no need on the body this time around. Well, I'm going to have to spray some black primer because the black primer gets into. Yeah, I'm going to touch up with the, the small itty bitty paintbrush, of course, but I like to spray the darker primer because it gets in all the crevices, and then when I go to paint, it gives it like a really earthy, grainy kind of feel. But yeah, that's just made some good progress on the Gremlin guitar today. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, and I'll go through all these lines and touch them up because I know they look rough. This is just a rough cut, but I'll go through with the X-Acto blade and try to make them as perfect as possible. But yeah, all right, hope everybody's having a good week. End of the week, it's getting to the weekend, so. But yeah, those teeth look killer. Oh man. All right, I hope we'll see you soon. All right, one last update. I'm inside the house now. I just wanted to show you how good it turned out today. Yeah, better lighting, more solid and consistent than outside with the shadows. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Yeah. Just the first step, of course. We got a long road ahead, but it's gonna be so much fun, and I'll take you there every step of the way with me. Please leave a comment, tell me what you think so far, and we will see you soon. Hope everybody have a good day. We'll see you. Good morning, everybody. It is January 31st, 2023, and it's time to continue work on the Gremlin's electric guitar build. I got my tools out, I got my stuff out over there, and plan for today, see how far we can get. It's about noon today. Cut out the neck pocket, maybe figure out exactly where the bridge is going to go, install the bridge, maybe install the, cut open the pickup cavity, and then maybe do some wiring and figure out where the input jack is gonna go. And yeah, let's take it from there. Let's see if we can get that accomplished. We should be able to get that accomplished today. And then all right, we'll see you next step. Let me get the neck out and draw out exactly where the line is going to go for the bridge and everything like that. So all right, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, marked out where my neck pocket's going to go, and that's basically where the bridge is going to go, but I'll redraw those lines once I actually cut out the piece. Got my scroll saw out. Alright, separate the two pieces, and we'll cut it out the top piece. We'll see if we can get that done. Alright, cut out neck pocket. Let me get the neck and see how we did. We'll be right back. See how big of a tendon we have to make. Alright, we'll see. Be right back. Alright, I'm doing things a little different this time. Instead of just hand trying to do the work me up a jig with these two clamps on a piece of wood, scrap piece of wood, and I'm going to cut the neck tendon from the piece that I took out of the body. So let me go ahead and try that, see if that works out the way I hope. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, it worked actually, and that was way easier. I don't know why I didn't think that before. I just found these clamps in the garage, so I didn't really have knew I needed some clamps, but yeah, check it out. Pretty cool. Alright, let's see if that fits in there the way we need. Alright, see in a bit. Alright, got the neck placed in there temporarily. And I cut the neck tendon in there, and we're going to get out the bridge and do a string test and see how we are as far as the thickness of the tendon. I might have to shave a little off it, depending. Alright, we'll see in a bit. Alright, got the neck tendon the exact shape that I wanted. Sanded on it quite a bit. Pretty sweet. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it to the top part, the top layer. So we'll glue that in and be right back. Alright, got the neck tendon glued in and sanded. Looking pretty sweet. Alright, let me put the neck on there and do another string test, and we'll see how everything works out. Alright, got the neck tendon dialed in perfectly, and we are good as far as the measurements go for the string test to the bridge. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some body filler. I'm going to lock in the position of the neck. That way when we go ahead and put everything together, the neck goes in one spot, because right now you can see there's a little bit of wiggle. And because, you know, I just cut it just a little off here and there, but we're going to get the body filler and make it perfect, and we'll see you and get that done. Alright, got the body filler, got the neck pocket dialed in pretty good. So I'm going to attach both layers to each other. Sorry about the plane overhead. And then we'll get the neck installed. We'll install the neck onto the body. Alright, we'll see you in a sec. My temporary neck plate. I'm using temporary plate. I ordered some, and should come, and I got my appropriate mark on my drill bit. We're gonna go ahead and get the neck installed on the body. So we'll do that, and I'll see you in a second. All right, got the neck attached. Very cool. It's dialed in. Let's get the bridge out and do a full string test and see how we did as far as the measurements go. Very cool. And I'll turn it around and show you where it fits. It fits right in your knees, just like I showed before. But yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let me get the bridge and the string test going, and we'll be right back. I got my bridge lined up dead on the lines, both lines going both ways, and I put a mark, and I'm going to go ahead and get the proper drill, and I'm going to pre-drill to the proper depth, and we're going to go ahead and install the bridge real quick. We'll be right back. Alright, installed the pickup, and it's looking pretty cool. Or not the pickup, but the bridge, duh. And it's looking pretty good. Alright, next step is to get the pickup down and trace out exactly where the pickup's going to go. And we'll see when I get that stuff done. We'll see in a bit. But looking cool so far. Alright, I got the pickup out, and I got it traced out where I want to go. I'm trying to figure out exactly the placement of the volume knob. I'm just going to go with the volume knob, but it's going to be a push-pull coil split, because, you know, I love to split the coils. And originally I had the volume knob a little like in the center there, but I kind of like it like that, like, you know, just in that corner away from the, because, you know, this is going to be yellow and white with the popcorn bit. So yeah, that'll be cool. And then I did mark out where the pickup is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get out the Dremel tool, or separate the layers, dismantle everything. First, before I do that, I'm going to drill all the way through for the pickup, or for the volume knob. And then we got to figure out, for everything else too, we got to figure out where I'm going to put the input jack. Seeing how the knees, you got a knee here, you got a knee here. I'm thinking somewhere this vicinity, probably. I got to figure out which side, or if in the center. And I don't know if you recall, but on a past build I made a square input jack plate, and that might come in handy on this one. I don't know if you remember this. I can't remember what build that was, but then we ultimately went with the, I think that was Bart Simpson maybe, ultimately went with the circular one. But That would actually look pretty cool, but you know, the circle one is the standard. That's the circle that, the circle one I think will be fine, and it'll be chrome. So I just got to figure out probably somewhere like the 2/3 line. I think right in the center might be a stretch, but like I said, the knees are right there, so it could even be on this side. So I'll have to figure all that out. Decisions. I can go right in the center, but I think it's better if it looks one way or the other. I see it's how it's going to be a slant that way. I think maybe this way, around that side, like right there. I think that's going to be the way it's going to go, right there. All right, so let me drill through for the, let me mark where the new position for the pedometer is going to be. Right there. So it'll fit maybe out just a little bit more. Right about there. Perfect. And then I'll get the drill all the way through, and then we'll separate and we'll start working on the wiring, see where that's going. All right, going pretty quick. We'll see in a little bit. All right, got 2 layers separated. Drilled me out some pilot holes for the pickup. I got the scroll saw queued up. I did trim up the neck, the neck area, made it perfectly good. So let me go ahead and get the scroll saw and carefully cut out for the pickup. We'll see in a sec. All right, successful opening, pickup opening cut out. It looks amazing. And I went ahead and drilled the ground wire opening through to the bottom there. So that's perfect. All right, so let's flip it over and start. And I did mark where I want to put the input jack, right there on the corner. So let's turn it over and figure out some wiring. Should be straightforward, push, pull, pot, all that good stuff. All right, really simple wiring for this one. The ground wire is from the top, then from the pickup cavity to the push-pull pot cavity, goes right there, and then all the way to the input jack. And I've already marked to accommodate for the pickup jack. So there you go. So let me get the Dremel tool, which I have over there. Get the Dremel tool out and start carving this away and installing the bits. Really simple. This is going to go quick. You can probably get to the glue phase and beyond. It's like 12:30 right now, so we got plenty of time, so we can get a lot done today. So all right, so let me work on that and I'll be right back. All right, pretty straightforward and simple. I cut out for the input jack, the pedometer, push-pull plot for the pickup, for the ground wire. For the other side, I did the courtesy cuts like I like to do. So I cut out for the access for the push-pull pot, and there's plenty of room to get in and out there. So I think we're ready for the glue phase. I already checked through everything, made sure everything was good, sanded it real good on the inside. There's the input jack opening. So we're ready for a glue phase. So let me go ahead and put some glue on here, and then we'll be ready, good to go. All right, we're moving right along. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, successful glue phase. We are one solid piece of wood, and it is looking killer. Awesome. I love it. The shape and the way the neck fits and the way everything came together, it is just amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Dremel tool and get that rounding bit, and I'm going to just refine all the lines around the whole thing, and then we'll be ready for the ugly phase part 1. The body filler I'll put along the sides. I'm not sure if it's going to need much in the front. When I take these screws out, though, I'll have to fill that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll still probably do the wood grain filler on the top and the back, but I don't think I'll have to do much bondoing or anything like that, except for these little spots for the little spots here and there perhaps, but not like the whole front like I've done any other. Same thing with the back. It's just going to need certain spots, but other than that, it looks pretty good. All right, let me get the Dremel and tighten up the edges, and we'll see in a bit. Yeah, get some good progress today on the Gremlin's electric guitar. All right, we'll see you soon. I cleaned up all the edges, looks pretty good. All right, let me get out the Bondo and let me put a just a layer on the side, just fill in the imperfections, and maybe take out the screws and fill those holes, and then get that going. And then we'll do that today. And then on the back, I'll trace over the design with the carbon paper, and then that'll probably be all the progress for today on the Gremlins electric guitar build. So let me go knock that out, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, this will conclude today's progress on the Gremlins guitar. I did sand a little bit on the side, but I took the screws out and I filled in all the screw holes, and I'll have to recut for the, the Dremel bits. But yeah, and I filled the body filler in the back where the knots were and everything. But it's looking pretty good. Yeah. So we'll continue work tomorrow or the next day, and we'll keep striving forward. But it's looking pretty cool. Yeah, I was gonna put trace the back pattern on the guitar today, but I'm just like beat. I'm so tired. So yeah, we'll continue that tomorrow. So it looks pretty awesome. It's awesome. Not as bad as awesome, baby, like that sports announcer guy, but pretty awesome. Alright, so we got a lot done. All the wiring, one solid piece. Yeah, and it's not going to require a whole lot of Bondo and such. And I think, I'll still do the wood grain filler very carefully, just to fill any of the pores. And then we go to the primer coats, and then actually put some. Yeah, this one's going to go pretty quick. So, yeah. Just happened to line up. I haven't had any issues. So, all right, and we will see you tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we'll do a full-on string test. We'll cut a pedometer cover plate, and we'll countersink it. We'll do all the tracings of the pattern on the back, and then Dremel it in the back, and then we'll do any continuity bits on the sides and whatnot. And we'll just keep moving forward. I have to figure out the back of that and everything like that, but yeah. All right, everybody's having a good day, and we'll see you soon. Good afternoon, everybody. It is February 1st, 2023. It's time to continue work on the Gremlins electric guitar. All right, so what the plan for today is, first off, you remember yesterday I sanded a little bit on the Bondo. I'm gonna go ahead and sand all the side bits, and then plan for today is and I drew a little bit of what the shape is going to be as far as the glasses are concerned. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'll have to trace the back bits, Dremel that, figure all that out, and Dremel the section of that. But I think the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and figure out the back access panel plate, and then shape it, and then countersink it and install that. Do all that, and then hopefully even get to a string test today. So it's 1 o'clock, so we probably got about 5 hours worth of working time. So all right, so first step, like I said, I'm going to get the files and sand all the body filler good to go. All right, we'll see you in a little bit after I get that step done. All right, see you in a bit. All right, quick update. I got the side bits sanded and looking awesome. All right, pretty cool. Alright, and I think real quick before we do the string test, I'm looking forward to that too, but let me go ahead and figure out this back section with the head and the glasses. Let me figure that out real quick, and I'll be right back with me. And then I'm probably going to trace the back onto the back of the guitar, the shapes, and let's get that done prior to the string test. That way I can Dremel the bit right there and figure all that out. Alright, let's see you in a bit. Alright, got the carbon paper and the shape on the body, and go ahead and trace it out. We'll see you and get that done. Alright, got the back bits traced out. It's looking pretty killer. And I added a few things like the hand bits. That's going to be like the palms of the hands. It's going to be the flesh tone color. And of course, flesh tone color for the bottom of the ears, and for the little insert bits and everything like that. So it's going to be cool. And I went ahead and did some continuity bits. Let me show you what I mean. Of course, like all these lines are gonna go through to the back, but like on the side here, the shoulders with that this reptilian shoulder thing, and then the little continuity bits for the hand. It's really cool. And then on the other side, the same thing with the hand, the little continuity bits there, and I'll Dremel that. And then on the side here, and then of course all the lines. It looks pretty cool, the whole scaly kind of thing. And I tried to make, and this is going to be green. I'm going to texture it the best I can. And I'm going to go ahead and Dremel the head part, and then I'm going to cut all the way to the front, to the front of the glasses. So I'm going to remove all that material right there with the Dremel. So fingers crossed it goes well. But yeah, the glasses, and then it's going to Dremel like the top of the head bit, and I think that's going to give it another cool effect. So all right, let me get the Dremel tool and I get the X-Acto blade and cut that, and we'll see when I get that done. Fingers crossed this goes well. All right, see you in a little bit. All right. I got the continuity bits. I cut on the front that section out, and that's gonna be black. Dremeled that down, and that's gonna be black. Yeah. Let me show you this bit. I cut this out right here, and that's like the edge of the cup and the body, and that's gonna be black as well. And then I Dremeled that down, and then boom, the head bit. Yeah, that looks so cool with the glasses. And it's art, and I'm gonna clean it up and put some wood grain filler in there and everything like that. But wow, that really looks cool. That just sets it off the top of his head. And when it's painted, and when it's the different colors of the Gremlin bits and everything like that, that's just gonna be so cool. So I can't wait to actually get some paint on here. And then I'll Dremel these. I'll exact the blade, all the shapes, and Dremel all that after the I can do the string test first. But before the string test, I want to create a back cover plate, and I'm thinking about just doing just the basic circle, and then just painting over it, install it, and then paint it, and then all the green bits and all the other stuff, so it'll blend in. And it'll have screws, of course. It'll be like 2 screws. I'm gonna make a small one, and we're gonna use some of that metal material. So I got the X-Acto blade, but I got a piece of paper, so let me make the exact shape and we'll be right back. All right, got the shape. I just took a piece of paper and then I made an impression by just pressing on it the circle, and it's just gonna have a simple screw at the top and at the bottom. And I might go a little bit bigger with that, but yeah, let me cut this out with the scissors, and then we'll transfer it over to the metal material. Seeing how we got the push-pull pot, and there's not going to be a whole lot of room to actually have to find it. Where is it at? There it is. Metal material that I have. Might as well not. Well, I was going to use this for. Yeah, let me find another piece of metal in the house. I'm sure I got one. But that same material. And then I'll cut it with the Dremel tool, and then I'll countersink it, and then put a couple screws in it, install that, and then we'll be ready for a full-on string test. But yeah, the good thing about doing these things on the fly like this is it's just open to your creativity. You can, this was just an idea I had. I thought, wouldn't that be cool that, because the glasses, the continuity bit, having the top of the head of the Gremlin. And you're not going to have the glasses, so that gives it like a whole 3D look, and it's really cool. So, all right, so anyway, I'm just kind of carrying on. So let me go ahead and get the, and I wish there was some way of incorporating this into the foot. You know what, let me try to redraw that a little bit, because that way, well, no. I'll just have to, I'll paint it the exact to match the paint, because the Gremlin's going to be green, and the flesh color tones, and with the brown, with the scales and the back and everything like that. So let me just do that. All right, I'll be right back. All right, successful installation of the back cover plate. I was thinking, that'd be kind of cool to leave it chrome maybe, because it's got chrome hardware and everything like that, but the drill bit kind of wandered on me, even though I scored a hole, so that's fine. So I'll actually paint that, and I'll paint it to blend in, except for the screws, of course. So, all right. So we are ready. We are at the step. We're at the step for the string test. So let me dismantle everything, get my mess cleaned up here, and then we'll get the neck out, install the tuning keys, install it on the body, install the bridge, and then put some strings on here and see what we got. That'd be pretty cool. I can't wait to show you. And then I can show you where it sits in your lap. I don't know if I showed that. And then we can install the strap buttons as well. Get that done today, and then we'll leave all the strings on it overnight and see how it fares with this new type of wood that we're using. So, all right, looks pretty cool. I'm digging it. All right, we'll see. All right, got all my non-essentials cleaned up. We got the bridge. We're gonna put the bridge on the body. Then we're gonna get the neck, and then put the tuning keys on the neck, and we'll be right back. All right, got the tuning keys installed. Looking pretty good. Love these necks. All right, let's get the body and get the bridge installed, and then we'll join them together, and we'll see in a bit. All right, got the body back out, and let's go ahead and install the neck, and we'll be back when I get that done. All right, got the neck installed and the bridge installed. Okay, time to get out some of my cheapy strings. The strings that they always send you when you buy a guitar, and they're very cheapy. So looks like we might get a little rain, so I might have to go indoors for the rest of this, but we'll go as long as we can out here. Cleaned up most of my bits, so all right, so let me get the 2 E strings on there. And I discovered I don't have any strap buttons, but I might have some generic strap buttons to use just until we can get the ones that I always use. But all right, so let me get some my 2 E strings on the guitar, and then I'll be right back. But looking pretty cool so far. Yeah, let me use this temporary black plate for the neck plate, and I did order some, so they're on the way. So all right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, got the strings installed and looking pretty good, and it's playing pretty good too. But I'm losing my ability to work outside. So let me go ahead and put the string trees on. So let me go knock that out. I'll be right back. But yeah, we look pretty good. We're lined up. It looks looks pretty awesome. All right, we'll see you in a second. I got the string trees installed. All right, time to move the operation inside. It's starting to rain a little bit, so we'll see you inside. All right, beat the rain. Wow, it started pouring, but got it inside. Got everything intonated. Oh, sorry about that. Got everything intonated and set up. Let me show you where it sits in your lap. Right there, boom. That is so wicked. It, like, you know, perfectly fits between the hands, and it's cool. And that was another happy accident. I always love my happy accidents. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I did get it intonated and tuned up. There is a saddle that needs to be replaced on the D string, but that's okay. I can do that, no problem. Let's see if I can get this chair a little bit higher. There we go. Yeah, let me just go higher with the chair. 1 second. There we go. That's better. Now you can actually see, well, pretty close. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer with the camera. Maybe further back. Yeah, I think further back's the ticket. Okay. So let's see if I can get a... Let's see if I got much room here. It's very resonant. I can't believe that. Let's see if I can go a little bit further back with the camera. 1 second. Totally prepared, can't you tell? There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, wow. And your hand, when you're sitting, your hand kind of fits through that bit there. And like I said, it sits in between your knees, which you really can't see right now because... Plus these strings are the cheapy ones. Let me see if I can go even further back yet. One last adjustment. There we go. Go as far back as we can go. That way we can get the guitar in the shot. There we go. Wasn't able to get the strap buttons today. Of course, the neck's got some high frets and some low frets, and definitely the fret ends are definitely sharp. But let's see if I can stand up a little bit. But it's pretty cool. I'm really digging. You can go over the top too. Probably when you're standing, it's gonna be kind of like the Gizmo guitar, like over the ear. Of course, the strings are stretching now, but that's okay. Just wanted to get a brief sound test. Seen the fade away and further every day. Lost within myself, something that is no one else. Lost the will to live. Completely out of tune. Anyway, I just wanted to give a quick. It's not been, hasn't been so quick, but yeah, neck needs a lot of work. But in general, that's what it's looking like. Pretty cool. Yeah, and tomorrow we'll continue. And I might be seen outside. The back bits are gonna be really cool once I Dremel and paint. And I'm gonna get this bridge completely dialed in. I don't want any kind of hassle with it when I get the paint. And if I even have to move it back a little bit further, I will. But that D saddle is the screw is somewhat stripped out in the saddle, and kind of go with these cheaper bridges. These stop and tailpiece type side front load Strat style bridges. I need to get some of the Wilkinson ones. I think it'd be a lot better, but these ones are Amazon. They're fairly good. Never really had a problem with them until, but you get a dud every now and then. Of course, my hands are just completely shredded from working with the sand and all the debris. But alright, so this concludes today's progress on the Gremlin's guitar. Kind of a long sound test there, and it really wasn't that in tune. And, like I said, this fret needs a lot of work, fretboard in the frets. But I was thinking about actually maybe painting the back of the neck on this one. You know what I mean? And having it the color green. And then maybe putting some texture to it, like the body. I'm not sure. I might just leave it wood grain. I mean, it is treated, but this one's got the dings in it, whatnot that came when it was shipped, and it's it's not too bad. I mean, your hands don't feel it or nothing like that. But let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it. But there's like a ding right there. You can't really, well, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's a ding, and there's several dings here, but they replaced it, so this neck's more or less I got for free, but it's not too bad. I mean it. Alright, so I'm gonna be long-winded, but we will see you tomorrow, and we'll continue work on the Gremlin's guitar. Hope you're having a good center of the week, Wednesday, but It's going to be good for picking. All right, and we'll see you soon. Good morning, everybody. February 2nd, 2023, and continuing work on the Gremlin's electric guitar. It's early in the morning. I've been stewing on this all night. Had a problem with this and really can't find a solution. So, gonna try a couple different things. Okay, the problem I'm having, let me show you, see if I could do this. Having problem intonating the D string. Okay, so this is a regular top-load Strat style bridge. I'm using the Strat style neck, and they're both new. I took off the string tree, but that doesn't really matter. The string tree between the B and the G string. Okay, so if you got I got my tuner lined up here. So I'll line it up in tune, and then I'll get it in tune, and then I'll hit the 12th fret. Let's see if I could somehow do this with the camera in my neck. Okay. Okay, got it in tune. And then you hit it the 12th fret, and it's way sharp. And no matter how far I adjust the saddle to the side to make it not sharp, because theoretically the 12th fret to the nut is the same distance as this fret right here, the 12th fret. 12th fret from the nut is the same, should be exact same distance between there and there, and from the 12th fret to the saddle in the bridge where it makes contact with the string. And I've already replaced the string a couple times. I replaced this whole bridge. I moved the whole, see where that line is? That's where the bridge was. I shifted the bridge back about 2 centimeters. It helped with the other, because I had to tune back the other saddles, but it did not help with the D. I checked the nut, and the nut seems like it's cut okay. I even glued, put some CA glue in there and recut the slot, but it didn't seem to help. I did get out my rocker arm, and I did notice that there was a low fret on the 12th fret. Like if you put your rocker arm between 3 points, and you can rock on this fret here. I put the 3 on these 3 frets right here, and this is definitely a low fret, and it's low between like the A, tip of the A, and the bottom of the G. But the G and the A are intonating fine, but for some reason the D won't intonate, and it can't. I'm thinking that pressing on the string, and I know it's a long-winded explanation, it's only 3 minutes. When I push on the string, it makes it sharp, which is really, maybe it's closer to, when you're pushing on it, it's that much closer to the bridge, and it doesn't, if the fret was slightly higher, it would be theoretically a farther distance. So I'm at a loss. I could replace the nut. I could replace this whole neck. I've got extra. I got 2 brand new necks. I could replace the whole neck, but then I would have to install tuning keys, and then there would be holes in the back of this neck that I would have to fill in and then reuse it on another guitar build, which is fine. I mean, I could do that. That would probably definitely clear this up. Or I can sit there and level and crown and polish the frets and do the fret neck during this step and see if that solves it. This is going to be, yeah, I think I'll do that first because it's going to have to be done anyway. Normally I do the level crowning and polishing the frets and the fret ends on a later step, but maybe if I knock it out now and see if that changes anything, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to dismantle it, take the strings off, and then go ahead and level crown and polish the neck. So I'll get all that set up, and then I'll show you, and then I'll share my results with you, because it's been very frustrating. I mean, and I went online on YouTube, Facebook forums, and asked people, professional luthiers, and they had a bunch of different suggestions and a bunch of different things, like the string was bad, the nut, and no one ever said anything about the lowness of the fret, even though I mentioned everything I mentioned to you. I just mentioned. I even had one person say change out the tuning key, and that's just kind of has really nothing to do with anything. So, all right, so let me get that set up, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, in the other room, I just got the fret ends dialed in perfectly. I spent a lot of time rounding them and making sure they were awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and level crown and polish the frets. Just wanted to show you how they look prior to that procedure. I've done this so many times on Facebook already or on my page, so if you want to see that, and just go ahead and research fretwork. Search fretwork on my page and it'll pull up, but for this particular build I'm just going to go ahead and knock it out. So I just wanted to show you how it looks before the level crowning and polishing of the frets. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out and we'll see when that's done. Alright, see you in a little while. Alright, all the frets have been leveled, crowned, and polished after quite considerable amount of work, but it's always a rewarding thing. Alright, so let me get cleaned up and take all the tape off, and then we'll apply it to get all the fret dust off everything, and then apply it to the body again. And then we're going to go with some good strings. We're going to go my usual Ernie Ball custom set of strings. We're going to put them on there, and we're going to see if this resolved the issue with the D string. And we'll see what happens. Alright, I'll see when I get everything cleaned up. Alright, got the neck reattached, cleaned up, everything like that. Got myself cleaned up. I installed the other string tree again. So, and then I shimmed it slightly, just slightly on the back to account for the heavier strings. But yeah, I don't know if you can see in the back there, I did shim it slightly. Let's see, it might not have been necessary, but not taking any chances. So fingers crossed this fixed the D tuning or the intonating issue. So alright, let me get some strings on there and we'll see in a little bit. Alright, I'm back. I've got all the strings installed again, and now it's time to do a full-on string test. I've got the good strings, like I did earlier. The fretboard, all the frets have been leveled, crowned, and polished. So what do you think? Do you think I fixed the problem? What do you think? Let me leave you guessing a little bit. Remember, I was having the problem with the D string, and it wouldn't intonate. All the rest of them would intonate, but no matter how far I put back the saddle, it just wouldn't intonate. I can't speak today. But anyway, what do you think? It fixed it. I can't believe it. I don't know. Somebody did suggest that it was the strings, but I went through, used the cheaper strings for the string test, and I mean, I went through like 2 sets, almost 3 sets. I changed out one string on the third set, and it didn't fix anything. And no matter how far I tuned, anyway, let me give you a sound demonstration. I guess when you're standing, you go over the top, and when you're sitting, you go under here, but it fixed it good. That sounds just... I guess it's kind of new for me, because usually at this step I don't do any of the fretwork, so the fretwork buzzes and it plays badly. But now it's almost like the completed guitar prior to any paint or body work being done to it. So it's kind of a treat for me. But yeah, I'll just play some chords, let it ring out. She has taught me well, told me when I was young, but your life's an open book, and close it for a stun. The brightest flame burns quickest, that's what I heard her say. Someday long to mother, I must find my way, let my heart go. Let your sun go, mama, let my heart go. Oh, that's his heartbeat still. A little bit of Metallica, mama says. It's been a while since I played that song. Whenever I ask you, I forgot that song. Anyway. There it is. Never I ask of you, but never I give. But you gave me your emptiness, I'll take to my grave. Never I ask of you, but never I give. But you gave me your emptiness, I'll take to my grave. Oh, that's this heartbeat. I'm not all you wish to me. Love is love for the sun, broken hand to be. Yeah, I took your love for granted. No things you said to me. I need your arms to comfort me. It's been a while since I sang too. Believe it or not, I was the lead singer in a band for quite a while. But when you don't do it and you don't use it, you tend to lose it. So, but anyway, it worked. Turned out good. All right. So the next step, I'm gonna actually let this settle for a couple days, and whatever shifting it's gonna do, because the heavier gauge strings, like I said earlier, I did put a slight shim on this side of the neck pocket. That way, it pitched the neck slightly back that way. And with these bridges, I like to have a lot of room to insulate over time. And I figured with this wood being a little different wood than I'm used to using, I'm not sure if it's going to shift and the actual neck is going to pitch forward slightly. I want to have enough room between the saddles to, you know, lower the saddles to be able to have it in perfect intonation. But right now it's set and it's right at the top line, so it's pretty cool. So that way all I can do is go further down if I need to. But yeah, that it worked. So this might actually change my whole way of doing the process of what I've been doing for like the last 2 years. Instead of actually, you know, instead of doing a string test with just cheaper strings and not doing any fret work or anything like that, I might elect to do all the fret work, then use the good strings, and hopefully I should be able to reuse these strings, because there's not too much stress on the tuners, but when you put it on the tuner and you bend it, the string can break a lot easier once you take it off and then rebend it. So, but alright, so we'll let this settle for a couple days, and this will probably be the final update on this guitar for a couple days, and I'm going to be starting another one pretty soon, the next day or so. And I'm thinking about doing somewhat of a lottery on this channel, to where I've got all these drawings and all these concepts, but don't know which one to do first. I mean, I got a suggestion by somebody to do the Ace Frehley one. They want me to get on that. And then there was a Beavis and Butthead suggestion, but all the guitars that I've got drawn in the other room, I might actually do a post here on Facebook, so look forward to that, to where it's up to you guys what guitar I build next. Instead of me picking one and going with the flow, I'm just gonna let you decide. So we'll do a vote in the comments, and whoever has the whichever guitar that I have the drawings for is first, and even that double neck big mouth guitar too, that goes into the lottery as well. Then I'll start to build that guitar next. So, all right. So hope everybody's having a good middle of the week. Thursday. I guess it's the 2nd or 3rd of February. I lose track of time sometimes. But all right, and we will see you soon. Pretty cool. Oh, actually, you know, I take that back. Well, yeah, I'm not going to start to work on the body until after it's disassembled. So, yeah, so I'm going to wait on this one. So, because I could start to Dremel the back and everything like that and get that dialed in. Plus, oh, there's one extra thing I wanted to talk about. But I'll turn the camera around now. 1 second. Alright, back around. Alright, I don't know if you've seen this channel, if you followed me on this channel, but you know I've done, I used to build a lot of kits, That's a kit right there. There's a lot of kits that I built before I started making them from scratch. Like all those guitars over there are guitar kits that you can buy on Amazon for like 80, 90 bucks. And this is a kit too, this headless guitar. But anyway, this guitar I did is a tribute to ZZ Top. And I'll have to do a full sound demonstration. But you see this fur right here? I only used a fraction of the fur I bought. I bought a pillow and I dismantled it. It was the pillow with this. And as you can see over time, when dust gets on this fur, it tends to darken it and make it kind of ugly and dirty. But there's the top symbol. But you see this fur? I've got a bunch of it. And I was thinking, and I was going to throw this out there, and I might as well. I mean, you know me, I do crazy things. I mean, hell, this guitar itself is crazy. You know, on the back, I cut that extra bit for the head. You know what I'm thinking about doing? Can you guess? Making this instead of just a generic Gremlin guitar, I'm thinking about making it a spike guitar. So I'm gonna have to construct somehow a wooden piece that has the fur, and then I'll drill maybe 2 holes, and then it'll be something that I install after the guitar is completely cured and all the paint is finished, and then I'll set that in as a final piece, kind of like a Lego set, to where I have like some sort of mechanism, maybe just one pole, a wooden pole that's connected to the spike, and then making that spike out of that fur material, and then having it kind of go up like this, and maybe treating it with some of that stuff that treats fabric. I can't remember what it's called right now. I remembered earlier, but that fabric stuff that sets, you know, fabric so it doesn't stain. I think you could treat it like that, but having it come down to like right there in the center of the head, and then around the top, so it'd be like a little bracket, and it'd come up like this, and it'd be that fur, so it'd be the spike on the top of the head. And because I'm doing that, I'll put spike and paint on the fretboard like I like to do with all these guitars. And I have the Gizmo guitar, so that would be really cool to have spike. So you got spike and you got Gizmo. And then there was another suggestion by my stepfather, the glass for the lenses for the 3D glasses, or for, you know, I could actually get lens material and, you know, Dremel this out lower and then install that material. And I still might do that if I find some of the material, and then it'll look like glasses. So it's all these things, you know, when you build a custom guitar, I mean, it's just, you know, you go with what takes you. But yeah, that would be really cool to have the lenses like the blue and the red, and have that, you know, Dremel down and have that actually in there, so it won't actually be paint, it'll be the actual lenses. So that's cool. Anyway, so sorry about the long-winded answer, but yeah, I fixed the issue, and as you can see, I used some lubricant, and hopefully this won't get too bad when I go to paint it, clean that off and everything like that, and the headstock and everything like that. So alright, hope everybody's having a good day, and we will see you very shortly. We'll see you soon. And one last thing, yeah, I heard you in the back there. I heard you asking me. I heard you almost yelling. Okay. Yeah, I could install the strap buttons temporarily, and I'm guessing there's going to be one right there, and one right there. But I ordered some. Remember, this is only a temporary one, and look, it's already bending. Jeez, this is just temporary. I ordered some today. They should be in today, and then I'll install the strap buttons. So yeah, all right. I heard you. No, just kidding. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Good morning. It is February 4th, 2023. And it's time to continue work on the Gremlin Spike electric guitar build. Alright, so I did swap out the temporary. It was a temporary neck plate. And I got the good neck plate. I got 3 in today. So that was good, actually, yesterday. So we're going to figure out the strap buttons. Alright, so my guess is always going to be center right there. And then I'm guessing it's going to be like right there, right in the elbow or the end of the hand. So, all right, let me get the drill out and let's screw these in and see if prediction is right. We'll see in a little bit. All right, got the strap buttons installed. I like to go here instead of underneath because I don't want it getting interfering. So, and then one in the usual place. All right, let me get a strap and see how we did. All right, see you in a sec. Alright, I'm back. How do you think we did? Think we got the strap buttons in the proper spot? Well, here we go. Let me show you. Bing! Yep, perfect. It hangs right there. It's pretty cool. Let me turn the camera on and be right back. Alright, check it out. Get the chair out the way. You can go right there. That's perfect too, because it you know, right there with the strap, no necktie, perfect placement, and that's actually really cool because it's really comfortable with the strap. Because you know you can reach the bridge, and it's just amazing. And yeah, you play over. You could play that way too if you prefer, but it feels really comfortable this way. So there you go, successful strap button installation or strap. So all right, so let me turn it around and I'll be right back. Another happy accident. Look at that. When you're not playing the instrument, you can just lean it against anything because it's got the bass. That is completely unplanned, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. You can, you know, jamming, rocking out, playing some dirty denim covers, and you can set it right there. Boom. Looks pretty cool. All right, let me give you one sec. All right, very cool. Next step is going to be dismantle everything and then start working on the back, the Dremel bits. And I'm going to try to figure out the spike situation. Try to get that today. Got a little domestic stuff to do this afternoon or noonish, but I'll be able to, I've got 2.5 hours to knock out some dremeling on the back, but then I'll come back to it later in the day. But yeah, that strap button right there is really killer. So, all right, and we'll see you when I get it dismantled. All right, real quick, I just wanted to show you what I use for a shim. I chopped me up a James Hetfield Black Fang pick. I bought a whole bunch of them there, and I do not like them, so I put them to good use. I don't like that texture bit, and they just, I'm not a fan of that pick, but anyway, I just wanted to show you, so. But anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, got everything dismantled, and it's looking good. Alright, so I'm going to get the X-Acto, and I'm going to trace all my lines, and then we're going to go ahead and get out the Dremel tool and do like I did on the front. It's going to be cool. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, we're set up outside. It's a beautiful day. It's about 40s. It's in the mid 40s. It feels awesome out here. I'm loving this extra winter. I love the cold weather. I can't stand the hot it's going to be. Alright, so let me get the Dremel tool and start working it. Doing little by little. We'll see in a little bit. Alright. I got all the parts dremeled, and I might go a little deeper on some of the lines, but that's the basic how it looks at this point. It looks pretty cool. And I did the side, all the side contour continuity bits. And I'm going to sand these lines and make them perfect, of course. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the transfer over from the front to the sides. Little continuity bits here and there to match the pattern. Oh, sorry. So yeah, that is cool. And then the one shoulder that's kind of exposed because the other side is on the neck joint, and so this little bit right here with all the continuity cuts for the hand, that's going to look so good painted, especially with the 2K clear coat and everything over that. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, like I said, I might go a little deeper on the ones on the back. The ones in the front are perfect, but see how the back ones are a little bit more shallow. I might go a little bit deeper. Yeah, I might go over them a little bit, but yeah. And then I'm going to start working on the spike, trying to figure out how to do that. I'm going to get my firm material out. I've got a piece of wood that I want to use. Got this piece of wood here, and I'm thinking about drilling a hole that size and then having something, you know, having a hole. And then, like I said, after it's completely, the painting is done and everything is set, to drop glue that or have it so you can remove it. I'm not sure yet whether it'll be a permanent thing or removable, because I'm not sure how it is when you're playing. But yeah, going in like that and then having some sort of jig. I'm going to have to figure something out. So, but yeah, let me go over some of these lines real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, got a remnant of the fur bit. Actually, yeah, I think it was my first attempt at the last wall shape, so there you go. Trying to figure out what to do. I'm going to cut a square piece and try to figure something out. I'll be right back. Alright, I think I've came up with a very simple but effective thing for this. So I just cut me a square piece of the fur material like that, and then I've got the stick I've cut to a certain length, and what I'll do is I'll put some CA glue and then glue this together very neatly and have it so it's not exposed at all, any of the, you know, the backside bits and even glue, and then just simply put a hole in the top in the appropriate spot, and then just be able to slide the piece in there when it's completed. So let me work something. I'll be right back. Alright. Successfully, this will be the back, of course, and then I'll try to perfect that. But yeah, that's my solution. So I got the Dremel tool out. So in the appropriate spot, I'm gonna put a hole that fits this tendon. Sorry, this tendon, and then it'll just slide in there when it's completely painted, and he'll have a mohawk. He'll have the spike. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Are you ready? Ready for the reveal? Spike is born. So cool. That turned out so cool. Wow. That is so killer. Look at that. And I don't think it'll get in your way when you're playing, because your body's right there. So, and I'm not sure if I should probably make it removable per se, maybe, because that way if it needs to be replaced for whatever reason, if it breaks or something like that, it can be replaced. So, but yeah, and let me show you, it's removable just like that. So that's pretty cool. Just the whole, trying to do this with one hand, and it just sets in there, and it's snug, and it goes right to the bottom there. So that's pretty cool. So we've got Spike. Solve that, and that solution was like easier than I thought. I was thinking of all these complex ways of doing that, but I think that'll work fine. And like I said, it's just that is so cool. All right, we'll see you in a bit. I gotta go take care of some stuff, but usually we do the Knights of Columbus. We go sweep the hall, we sweep them off the floors for them. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll take some pictures and post that. But all right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're inside. I just wanted to show you inside with different lighting. That is so cool. It's just awesome. And I think I'm gonna like to leave it not glue it in. That way, if it needs to be replaced or it breaks or something like that, it can be just made again. So it wasn't that hard to make. So it looks looks pretty cool. And I think that's tall enough. Oh, sorry. So, all right. And when I get back from doing what I gotta do, I might Dremel out a few, maybe Dremel these out a little bit deeper, the glasses on the front, and then we can start the wood grain filler ugly phase part 2, and maybe get some primer coats on there tomorrow. So that'd be pretty cool. All right, we'll see you a little bit later. Good morning, everybody. It's January 5th, 2023, and it's time again to work on the Gremlins electric guitar build. As you recall on my previous posts, We're well into the ugly phase part 2, and I mixed up a bunch of wood grain filler, and I've been applying layers all through the night, and I think we've got enough on there for what we need. So we're going to move the whole operation outside. I do believe this has had time to dry, and it looks pretty cool. I like when it's uniform color like that. And we're going to sand it where we need it, make sure all the continuity bits are good to go. All the sanding is done. As you can see, it's ugly. So, and make the body as perfect as possible. Then we're going to put it on a hanger, and then today we're going to go with some sandable primer paint. I've never used this name brand before, U-Pool. I saw it and it was fairly reasonable priced. Black, we're going to go with black color for primer this time. So I wanted to get into all these little crevices. Then when I go to do the paint, I'm definitely going to paint in certain bits specifically black, but it's going to be cool. I elected not to do the lenses on the glasses. I mean, that would have been a cool idea, but I just really couldn't find it, and I don't want to wait, weeks and weeks before I find that just to continue forward with this. So, alright, so we're going to go move the operation outside, get my 320 grit sandpaper and mask, make sure I got the mask and all my tools, and we'll see you out there in a little while. Alright, we moved the operation outside. Just wanted to show you how it looks right at this point. Ugly phase part 2. This is always the calm before the storm here. I'm gonna sand it and make it look awesome. I just wanted to show you how it looks prior to that step. It's pretty cool. All right, probably take about a couple hours, but we're gonna sand it as perfect as possible and go with some primer coats. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, ugly phase part 2 has been completed, and we are ready to put it on a hanger and go for some primer coats, some black primer coats. It's gonna look awesome. Can't wait to get some actual color on here. So let me just show you how it looks. And I left it textured on purpose in certain spots, of course, because I want to have that reptilian kind of. And of course, I tried to get the bucket as smooth and perfect as possible. But all right, and now it's time to put it on the hanger, like I said. I don't want to leave that top part rough, but the glass is looking good. It's looking pretty awesome, especially in the shoulder there. That looks awesome. When I finally get to the paint and the colors, that's going to be so killer. Alright, all the continuity bits look good. This has been so much fun. This is definitely interesting. And you heard how good it plays and sounds. And we got a pickup in there. And so, alright, let me get on the hanger and I'll see you in a sec. Alright, it is that time. We've got it on the hanger. I'm going to blow it off again real good, and then we're going to go ahead and go for some primer coats, some sandable primer, and see how it goes. And then we'll let that set for a couple days, and then we'll go with some colors, some base colors. And I think on this one we're going to go with the yellow as the spray the yellow bits, and then brush on all the rest. It's going to be a lot of work, but yeah, I think the yellow bits are the parts that's got to be, pretty consistent. And I might do the white bits as well, but I don't want it to interfere with the yellow bits, spray paint wise, because the rest of it I can brush paint. So we're going to do the yellow, but anyway, we're going to see how the primer goes, and we'll see you when I get that on there. We'll see you in a little bit. Alright, I've got to say, this is my new favorite sandable primer application for working on guitars. Man, this stuff, let me show you how good. I just can't believe it. It's made in the UK. I read the back. I was wondering who made this stuff, and I used the whole can. And let me show you the results. Wow, look at that. That just turned out cool, and it's already touchable. It's like fast drying. And it went on with no ill effects, no bumps, no booblies. It was very similar to the Krylon 2-in-1. See if I can get it in the sun. And it left the texture. Look at that. That is cool. Wow. That is some good paint. That is just cool. and the texture. See how the texture comes through? And it'll diminish the more paint I put on there, but yeah, and I plan on putting 2K over it when I get done painting it completely. But just wanted to show you. Wow, that is just so cool. It's hard to show with just one hand, but I only put it back on the hanger. But we're gonna let it dry outside for a good amount of time so it don't stink out everybody in the house. But we'll hang it up for a couple days. It's already dry to the touch, and I just did it. So, like I said, this is a good paint. All right, one step closer. Like I said, after this dries and we sand on it for a little bit, I was just gonna sand this part, you know, make sure all the bits there's no wood fragments or anything. But then we're gonna go with the yellow. Go with the yellow first. So we'll do that next. And while I'm doing the yellow, I could do the white at the same time, because all the white is just going to be the glasses. So theoretically, I could do the white first, because it'll just be the top part, and then I'll spray yellow and see if I can get those two colors done at the same time, which I should be able to, because like I said, the only thing that's white is going to be the glasses. So the frame of the glasses anyway. Oh, and these little, you know, the little bony thorn bits, but I could definitely do that after do that by hand. Let me show you the back. Wow, it's pretty cool. All right, we'll be starting another one soon here. While we let this one paint like I like to do. While this one's drying, we do another. Alright, so I hope everybody's having a good day, and we'll see you soon. Alright, this primer is so good, and it's already dry to the touch. It's been about half an hour. I'm going to go with some base color paints, and worst case scenario, I just sand and apply it again. But you know what, I'm going to do some white, and I'm going to do some yellow, and maybe I'll do a little flesh tones here and there. Let's see how that goes. What do you think? This is probably not, because you're looking at the texture and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty flat, and I mean, I could always sand the base colors anyway. So let's just go with it. Let's go with some white. We're gonna go with some white in the glasses. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, I got a lot more done today than I thought. Still the same day, but I decided to go with some yellow and some white today, and it turned out awesome. I think the yellow is coated sufficiently that it's perfect. And if I need to touch up, I can touch up with a paintbrush. And the white glasses are perfect. And I'll do all the teeth and inside the mouth, all that with a fine tooth brush or paintbrush, or fine small little paintbrush. So I just wanted to show you how it looks. Yeah, all the yellow bits, and of course inside there is going to be white. So the popcorn's going to stay yellow. The popcorn itself is going to stay yellow, and then white around the borders and the edges, and then blue or red, and then blue, or I can't remember which way, but I'll have to look. And then green, and then the flesh tone. I'm not going to do the flesh tone. I did bring that paint out here, but I'll brush that in, so that'll look cool. And I'll have to figure out the paint strategy, because there's going to have to be a strategy so it's consistent on all sides. And then, you know, I'll paint in all the little tooth bits or the little bone bits. So, but other than that, it turned out way better than expected. So next colors are going to be the flesh tone green and some brown and some darker green, and just kind of feather it in. And then when all that's complete, go with a 2K clear coat. But yeah, got a lot more done than really anticipated today. It went really well. So perfect weather. It's no wind in the air. There's a bug or two, but a bug landed in there and I squished it before it can do anything. So, alright. I might take some more video inside once it goes inside, but alright, we'll see you soon. Looking pretty good. Alright, talk to you later. Alright, got it inside the house. It's looking awesome. Yep, I'm going to let this cure for a day or two. Then we'll start working with some of the other colors. The green, the black, the white touch-ups for the teeth and for the bone bits, and all the rest of it. So it's just, I got a lot further than I thought I would today. It just sort of happened. But yeah, that's perfect too, because the spraying those two parts are gonna, you know, I'd prefer not to have texture, and the rest of it's textured, so it's perfect. And when the 2K clear coat goes over the top of that, it's gonna look amazing. So alright, this concludes today's progress. Oh, we already got the fretwork done, so we can start figuring out what the headstock color is going to be and start working on that. And then the spike on the fretboard, we can do that too tomorrow. So we'll let this cure and we'll work on the neck tomorrow. Alright, we'll see you soon. Hey everyone, it's still the 5th of February 2023. And as you can see, there's some paints on the table there. What do you think I've been up to? Let me show you. Oh wow, it turned out so cool. It's just the first coats of base color paints, and it's definitely come to life. Let me show you. I've been working on this all day, more or less. But there we go. The first color of base paint coats has been applied, and you can see I'll definitely need several more coats of the colors, but I just wanted to show you how good it's turning out. Yeah, this green will pop, and then I'll make it scale like. Another happy accident. See the bottom of the foot? Initially, I didn't plan to color that flesh tone pink like that, but seeing how the access panel plate is that exact same shape and it's perfect, that's like a complete happy accident. That wasn't planned. I'm going to paint the flesh color, and it's going to be the underneath the foot. So it's perfect. It blends great. So I just wanted to show you all the continuity bits, as I like to call them, on the sides. But yeah, let me see if I can hold this a little bit better. Oh wow, that is just so cool. Yep. We got Gizmo. We've got the Gremlin Spike, and yeah, that is so cool. Alright, I'll let this hang for a day, and I'll start tomorrow. I'll put some more coats on there, and then once I feel satisfied then with the colors, then of course we're going to put the 2K clear coat, so everything's going to be super glossy, shiny. So there we go, and this will probably conclude the progress on today's extra progress. I think I already posted the earlier progress, so this is additional on the Gremlin Spike electric guitar build. Alright, we will see everybody soon. See you tomorrow. Have a good night. That's so cool. Good morning, everybody. It is February 6, 2023, and it's time to work again on the Gremlin's electric guitar build. And as you can see, I've got my PowerPoint program going, and we're going to try to create the spike inlay for the neck. And I've come up with something really cool. I've doctored this font. I extended the little section there, and I made the E a little bit bigger. But yeah, it's going to cover all the dots, so it's going to be awesome. So let me get out the Cricut machine and figure all this out, and we'll see when I get that done. See you in a sec. Alright, successful printout, applying it to the neck and masking off the other bits. And we were very successful, and you have to tape off. I taped off all the frets as well, but see if we can get the light to cooperate here. Yeah. And of course we're covering all the dots. And I love the fact that it goes over four dots. That is cool. Alright, so gonna apply a few layers of spray paint and see how we did. Hopefully things will go well, and we'll see in a bit. Alright, fingers crossed on this one. Alright, we have success. I'm gonna need to touch up, got a little bit of paint on the frets, and touch it up, and then put a black paint border, just a real thin black paint border. But yeah, that's how it looks. That is cool. I love it. And I think that'll suit the guitar very nicely. Yeah, spike. That'd be cool. Alright, so let me touch it up and make it perfect. But yeah, it looks pretty killer. And of course we're going to paint the top of the headstock green, not today, and then white logo right there. So we are good to go. Yeah. Spike. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, successful application of the inlay, and it looks pretty killer. I put a real tiny black border around it and touched up everything. And when it dries, I'll get any paint left over on the frets. But yep. Alright. So we're going to let this cure for a day. And then we'll go ahead and do the front, that green color. So, alright. We'll see you in a little bit. Good afternoon, everyone. It is February 7th, 2023. Time to continue work on the Gremlins electric guitar build. As you know, we're letting the body cure and we're getting the final touches on the paint done. So you know, I did the spike logo on the fretboard. It's time to tape it up and paint the front of the headstock green. So let me go ahead and tape it up and I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, got it taped up real good. Alright, let me go apply some paint. Fingers crossed it goes well. Alright, we'll see you when I get that done. Alright, successful application of the green paint on the front of the headstock. And it looks pretty good. Alright, we'll let this cure for a few days and then we'll do a white logo. But alright, this will conclude today's quick progress on the Gremlins electric guitar build. That looks cool. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Good evening, everybody. It is February 6, 2023. And I just wanted to show you a progress update on the Gremlins electric guitar build. Yeah, getting the final paint, base color paints. I think it's turning out pretty awesome. Wow. That is just amazing. Just doing the final touches. Of course, I'm going to go through and make sure I didn't miss anything, and the white needs another coat. But other than that, we're getting pretty close to being able to do some 2K clear coat. Wow, that is just so cool. Let's see if I can maneuver this around. But yeah, been working on it, trying to get the, you know, doing my thing, trying to make the contours and shadowing and shading and all that good stuff. And of course, you know, it's going to have the real high gloss sheen once the 2K clear coat gets applied. But I'm just trying to hit every angle. Yeah. It turned out really good. I can't wait to assemble it. We know that the neck is good because we've already done the. But alright, hope everybody's having a good evening. Yeah, it's looking so cool. I can't wait to put the spike on once the paint is complete inside that hole right there. The first spike. And got the neck over there. Got to paint that tomorrow. But alright, hope everybody's having a good evening. And we will see you soon to continue. Alright. Alright, how's everybody doing? Another quick update on the Gremlins electric guitar build. All the base coat paints have been completed. And I just wanted to show you how it looks. I did all the shading and all the feathering of all the different parts. And I think it turned out pretty cool. Next step is going to be in about 3-4 days. I'm going to let this cure and then we'll go with the 2K clear coat over the entire guitar. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how the all the different parts turned out. I think it turned out pretty cool. Yeah. And this guitar is getting closer to completion. Yeah. I like the little shading parts. Pretty cool. Alright. And I shaded the back cover plate as well. Let's see if I can hang this on the hanger real quick. Yeah, no problem. And I did the back cover plate. A little bit of shading, and that's going to get some 2K clear coat as well. And then the neck too. You seen the post earlier, you seen the little shading I did on the headstock. The green, that's pretty cool. So, and this will get 2K clear coat on the top and on top of the spike. So, all right, hope everybody's having a good day, and we will see you soon with that. And I might be recreating this guitar again, doing another copy, but more accurate to the original. And doing the headstock like the banana headstock. So look forward to that, and we will see you soon. Good morning, everybody. It's February 12th, 2023, and it's time to continue work on the Gremlin electric guitar build. We're going to put the logo on the headstock, and we're going to put some 2K clear coat on the body and the headstock. So let me get the logo worked out, and we will see you in a little bit. Alright, a quick update. Successful application of the logo, and it looks pretty cool. And we had sun outside. Trust me, the sun was out. And we're looking good for some 2K clear coat. So let me tape up the neck and get that prepped, and we'll see you in a bit. Alright, got the neck taped up, and we are ready for some 2K clear coat. Finally, wow. Yeah, the sun's out, see? I told you. Anyway, alright, so let me go put some 2K on this end of the body, and we'll see you when that's complete. Fingers crossed it goes well. It should go well. See you in a little bit. Good afternoon, everybody. It is February 12th, 2023, and I am pleased to share that the Gremlin guitar, I applied a full can of 2K clear coat on the body and the neck, and it's only been, I just finished about 10 minutes ago, so I want to show you, but I don't want to get too close to it. And of course, see if I could do this very carefully. Just wanted to show you how awesome. Yeah, there you go. Wow, look at that. That is so cool. It is shiny. Wow. That 2K clear coat is amazing. I just wanted to show you real quick. Don't want to jeopardize touching the finish or anything, but yeah, it's a full can. And it looks amazing, and I'll share another post when it has a little bit more time to cure, so don't worry about bumping it or touching it. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Let me try to show you some reflections. Yeah, that is just so killer. Yeah. All right. Let me hang this back on the hanger. Let's see if I can do this very carefully. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. I didn't take any pictures. Well, I'll take some more pictures. And it has a little bit longer to cure, because that way it's really fresh and it's still kind of wet. But let me show you how the neck turned out. And we're going to let this set for about 4 days for the body and the neck. But yeah, look at that. Wow. Really levels out the logo. I put plenty of coats on there, so the logo is smooth and seamless. And like I said, I'll let this cure for about a day. And then these cans are usually good for 2 days once you open the activator. And then I'll take the leftover in the can and I'll put a couple coats over the spike. That way it protects it from anything that could, happen on the fretboard itself. And I did treat the back cover plate, and that turned out cool too. Let's see if I can get some reflections. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so all right, this will conclude. I'm just really nervous. I don't want to bump it. Conclude the progress on the Gremlin guitar for today. And in 4 days, barring anything going wrong, we should be ready for some assembly. I can't wait, because that little spike bit that I made, that'll go up top. That'll look cool. Alright, boys, having a good weekend, and we will see you soon. Good morning, everybody. It is February 15th, 2023. And can you imagine what time it is? Yes, it is that time. It is time to assemble the Gremlin Spike electric guitar. Here's all my parts and tools. And as per usual, let me show you how good the 2K clear coat turned out. It's had about 4 days to cure, so we are good to go. Wow. I tell you that, I know probably say this a lot in videos, but this really did exceed my expectations. I mean, I knew I'd be able to paint it well, but wow, that just, with the shading and the shading and all the textures and all the colors that are so vibrant, and the 2K clear coat, it's just, wow, it turned out amazing. Okay, enough of me looking at the guitar in awe, which I tend to do. Wow, that is just so amazing. It's just so cool. That's why I love doing this so much. You're able to take a couple pieces of wood and put them together and create something really cool. Alright, so as per usual, the first step is going to be to install the wire for the ground wire for the bridge. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll see when I get that done. It's so cool. You're ready there, Spiky boy? You're ready to eat some popcorn and chase Gizmo around the other room? We'll see in a little bit. Alright, successful mounting of the ground wire, and I coiled it up so underneath make contact with the bridge. And I'll make sure that the metal, yeah, I think it'll make direct contact. Okay, time to install the bridge. Fingers crossed, this one could be, you know, hopefully it goes well. These screws have been known to be fickle. I hope they go in and not break on me. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, successful installation of the bridge. No problems there. Screws went in and tightened up and no problems. Like I said, sometimes a screw can snap, and oh, at this point that would be it's fixable, but that would be a pain. Alright, so let me get the pickup out and then get the pickup screwed in and dialed in, and we'll see you in a sec. Alright, successful installation excuse me, installation of the pickup, and it's still got the protective film, and I'll remove that before I put the strings on, but yeah, pretty cool. Alright, let's flip it over and get the wiring, get the you know, remember doing the coil split push-pull pot, so we'll get that prepped, because there's several wires that need to go on here for the prep. I'll show you that. And then the input jack, well, let's feed the input jack, get that situated first, attach some wires to it. I do believe that's one, and I'll check it out. Attach the hot and the ground, and then fish that through, join the party. We'll see you in a sec. Alright. Got my red for the hot and the white for the ground. We're going to go ahead and install the input jack, and I've got my 2 screws, and then I'll pre-drill for it to make sure we don't get any cutaway, and we'll see and get that done. I'll see you in a second. And then feed the wires through to the pedometer cavity. Alright, successful input jack installation. It's looking pretty cool. And I got everything fished through to the back with the pedometer cavity hole. And now it's time to get this and get it wired together. Wow, that looks pretty cool. Alright, so I like to go with red and white for the ground for the input jack, and then green for the ground for the bridge, and then the usual for the pickup. And we are going to use a coil split. So I'm going to go ahead, I've got my diagram that I usually go by, and you can find these diagrams online. So that's how I'm going to pre-wire with the ground wire, and I'll show you. So let me get that set up, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, got my switch pre-wired. Explain it if it'll focus. Yeah, I don't need it won't focus. Okay. Focus. Anyway, I've got a ground there connecting to the body, then a ground there connecting to the background. I've got the ground for the switch connecting to that post there to the ground, and this right here is going to come for the ground for the input jack. And then the pickup grounds are going to be attached here. So let me go ahead and get it wired up, and we'll see you when I get that done. Alright, we are successfully wired, and it's looking good. I shortened all my leads so there's no extra wires around. So let me go ahead and pull it through and install it, and we'll grab it. The pedometer, the push-pull pot. Quick update, just wanted to share a total fail. I ordered 2 types of, I ordered some pedometers and some push-pull pots on Amazon, and these look like the ones that I normally use. So I ordered it, but then I noticed, wow, they're coming from China. They're not going to be here for a week or 2 or something like that, something crazy. Normally Amazon's 2-3 days. And then I got it all wired. Everything's pretty. Got it. It's a really tight compartment in there, and I got all the wires in there. And then I discovered this. Look at this. It's like a push on, snap, push off, snap. And I guess that would be kind of a cool function, I suppose. That way you're not actually physically pulling and pushing the pot, but it feels real tight. And when I had it installed, it wouldn't snap in. It kept going like that. It wouldn't snap all the way down. So all my pretty wiring I'm gonna have to undo. And luckily, I was smart enough to order an Amazon part, which came before that part. And it's the traditional, you know, up and then snap down. There's no spring-loaded action. So let me go ahead and redo this whole pot, do another prep on it, and we'll see in a little bit. Fingers crossed I didn't fray any of the wires. See. Alright, finally got the wires installed and switched over. The old switch out. The wires neatly tucked in. Alright, I'm gonna flip it over. Fingers crossed none of the wires got wrinkled or whatever. Hopefully have a good test. So you plug it in and do a good test, and we'll see in a sec. Alright, got my hot lead. Alright, and per usual, we'll tune the volume all the way down and the coil fully engaged. Let's see if I can hopefully do this one hand. Yeah, it snaps right in place. Okay, here we go. A moment of truth. Make or break moment. Alright, so we shouldn't get anything, which we don't. Let's turn the volume all the way up. Yeah. I'm hearing it. I don't know if that's low volume. Let me turn the volume up on my amp. Yep. Some static spray. Alright. Looks like we're hot. Let's go volume down. Good. Both coils are engaged, so we'll split the coil and it should just be the bottom one or the top one. Top one's engaged, bottom's not. Now they're both. I do gotta figure it. I've been wiring it the same way, and believe it or not, sometimes the bottom humbucker is, when the coil is split, sometimes the bottom, I guess it depends on the switch, I guess, because the bottom on the other one, the guitar, it wired the exact same way, and the bottom, when the split wasn't active, bottom was active and the top was quiet. Now it's the other way around. So, but either way, we're successful wiring. Yay! Alright, so let's go ahead and carefully put the back cover plate on, and we'll see when I get that done. See you in a sec. Oh, actually put the knob on. Let's do that. Yeah, that's always a icing on the cake when you're able to do that. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, success. Sometimes these knobs can always be a little tricky too, because good to go, and it feels awesome, good quality. Push pull is good. Sometimes these knobs, let me show you. I don't know how it is on this China, but you see how there's a separation between these two, and sometimes the knobs are really tight or really loose. You can either push this closer together or widen it, and sometimes the whole side will just fall right off and then basically kill your switch. These switches run about $10 each, so, and it's a very odd switch, this switch. Let me show you what it does again. See how it click on, click off, which I guess would be cool, kind of cool, so that way you wouldn't have to push pull it with your fingers. You could just push down, push up. But with it doing what it did earlier, I don't see it as being reliable. Anyway, I digress. Alright, so let me flip it over and put the back cover plate on, and we'll see you in a sec. Alright, total happy accident. Back cover plate's installed, and it looks like the back of the foot. That was a complete happy accident. As you remember when we were painting it, the foot just tapped in the line there, and I was thinking, you know, that would make it kind of cool to add that extra at the bottom of the feet kind of thing, you know, like the animals have the bottom. Anyway, so let me go hang this on the hanger. So we are good to go. The body is all set, so we're gonna go get the neck out and start installing the parts on the neck. I can't wait to put the spike in his head. So we'll do that the last touch. We'll christen the guitar Spike when he gets this spike. Give him a little attitude. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got the neck out, and the 2K clear coat has been applied to the spike, and it shined it up and it protected it so it doesn't discolor or anything like that. Got my tuning keys out and my string trees. Let me get all that installed and we'll see you in a second. Alright, got the string trees and the tuners installed, and I gotta say the headstock turned out perfect, almost flawless. Look at that, and with the extra tone shading in there, it looks so cool. And I took some extra time with this neck to, if it'll focus, the green paint. I like to do like a little bit of a lip, and I made it consistent with the sides, so it looks pretty cool. So as per tradition, and I've become very tradition based in my guitar building lately for some reason, set the neck over there, and I already cleaned up all the non-essentials except for a couple. And let's get the body out here, take it off the hanger, and let's get these two together and see what happens. Let's see in a little bit. Alright, it is that time. As per tradition, I got them lined up next to each other. Just wanted to show you how they look before I attach the two. They look really cool. Oh, I love making guitars, especially with, you know, the cartoon shaped ones like this, you know, because it's just so much fun. This has just been such a fun thing to do. It's been such a fun journey from the concept drawing to where it is now, to where it's going to be ready to get strings and completed. Oh man, I tell you, if you have the means to do this, I mean, I have such a feeling, I can't explain the feeling that I have right now. It's euphoric, it's prideful, it's just amazing to create art like this. But okay, so let me put the neck on the body and hopefully it goes well. Fingers crossed. Alright, successful attachment of the neck to the body, and it went very smooth, no issues, no problems, and it looks so amazing. Oh, wow, that is just so cool. That is just so cool. You know, I'm almost kind of tearing up a little bit just to have the ability and the means and the access to things to be able to create something like this. It really does. It has saved my life in so many ways. But anyway, not to get all emotional on there, but all right, so the next step's going to be obviously put the strings on there, but I'm going to make sure I take off the film, and then I'm going to go ahead and treat the neck with my favorite feed and wax. Howard's feed and wax. Yeah, I'm going to treat that and I'll get that done, and then I'll put my 2 E strings on to make sure all my center lines are good to go. But wow, I just have to step back, take a deep breath here. That is just so cool. Yeah. And shout out to the band The Dirty Denims for inspiring this guitar, because initially I did the Gremlin, the Gizmo guitar, and they inspired me to take it a step further. I mean, you have a Gizmo, you got to have a Gremlin guitar. So shout out to the Dirty Denims band. If you're not familiar, please check them out. They are amazing. Their music is just, oh, it's pure rock. It's pure, just in your face. Lead singer, she is so amazing. Guitar player in that band is so killer. Anyway, so let me get the neck board treated and get some strings on here, and we'll see you in a sec. Alright, got my 2 E strings installed, and we are dead center. Couldn't get more perfect than that. That is awesome. Right in the center of the poles too, so all the measurements worked out. So alright, let me get the rest of the strings on there and we'll see you in a sec. Alright, got the strings installed and it is looking insanely good. Wow, that is so killer. I love that. Wow. Okay, so now since I got it all set up, we'll go ahead and, since how it's in line, go ahead and install the strap buttons, and then we'll go, and then, you know, there's one more thing to install as well. One more little item to install after we do. Alright, let's get the strap buttons on, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, got the strap buttons installed, and they're looking pretty awesome. Alright, let's flip it over, and let's give this guitar some attitude. What do you think? It's time for some attitude. Alright, we'll see you in a second. Alright, are you ready to see some attitude? What do you think, Brewster? Sleeping dogs. You want to see a guitar with some attitude? Oh wow, that is so cool. Oh, oh, he almost bit me there. Whoa, look out! It's a gremlin. It's Spike. All right. That is so wickedly cool. That turned out just so cool. Look at that. Wow. All right, I'm gonna go hang this up, and I'm going to clean up my mess here, all my non-essentials, and then I'm going to get it to pitch and start working on the intonation and get it playing as good as it looks. So, all right, we'll see you in a soon. Thanks again, everybody, for following this journey. It's by far exceeded my expectations on what this guitar would become. That is just so killer. All right, so let me go hang it up, and we'll see you in a little while. All right, see you in a little while. And of course, I'll do a full photo shoot, an extreme up close and personal video, and a full song demonstration. Might have something planned with a Dirty Denim song called Creatures of the Nights. I've done a cover of them already before, but I think it'd be cool to do a cover with both Gremlins bass guitars. So look forward to that. All right, we'll see you in a while. Okay, in the other room, just got it hung up. I just wanted to show you the two guitars together. If you recall, the Gizmo guitar I completed. It's been a month actually since I finished that one. And the Spike guitar. Alright, let me go clean up my mess, and then we'll continue work with Spike, getting him to play as good as Gizmo does. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Very cool. Yeah, might have to do the female Gremlin guitar. What do you think of that? There's a female Gremlin. That would be really cool. Kind of like Lisa and Bart and Popeye and the Ghostbusters and the Guitar of Destiny and the Michael Battio and the Sonic the Hedgehog and the Prince electric guitar, and also the Devil Horns hand guitar, the Playboy Bunny guitar. What other theme guitars have I done recently? Of course, the Angel Plays, the Big Mouth Vampire guitar, the Pac-Man guitar, the Sweet Leaf Tommy Chong, and the Rick Nielsen The Doctor, which the neck is coming today. I saw the tracking, so we're going to continue on that. Ninja Warrior number 5 is dry. So anyway, but yeah, all right. I'll go clean up my mess, and then we'll get that going, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, the initial setup on the Gremlin Spike guitar has been complete, and let me show you, see where it sits when you're sitting. It's perfect. That was, like I said, always say a happy accident. Wow. Of course, the string's stretching a little bit, so bear with me. This is just the initial setup. It's completely intonated. And a lot of that was because I did the really thorough string test on the... Wow, that's just... I love that pickup. Let me put the camera just a little bit down as always. And I tried, there was a little bit of glare coming from that back window, so I closed the back window, but, or, you know, shut the shades, but wow. And so you can either play it sitting from here, it feels really comfortable. And you can definitely reach all the frets. Wow. Well, the spike really doesn't get in your way at all. I'll give you a few sound demonstrations. Of course, Creatures of the Night by the Dirty Denims. That pickup is just amazing, and with the coil split, let me show you a little bit of the change. Makes it sound like a Strat guitar. I guess I never knew that I'll be saying to you, don't let this good love slip away. And now I know that it's true. Don't you know the kind of love I am? I won't never fall in love again, but it's true and it's things coming through. So I'm calling you, little girl. Anyway, oh wow. It's really comfortable too, the way it sits in your lap. Let me go ahead and put it on the strap. Let me show you that real quick, because I remember strap button placement is definitely crucial. And pardon me for talking with my mouth full of pick. Not necessarily full of food, but full of pick. And I don't think I have the strap. Yeah, I don't have the strap set up for this guitar. But yeah, this guitar really was so much fun to make. And like I said, a shout out to the band The Dirty Denims, because they have that song where it's really, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, bear with me, just kind of a one take kind of a scenario. So just want to show the initial guitar. And I'm always a little bit nervous when I first put together a guitar, because I don't want to bump it or you know, anything to happen with it. So yeah, check that out. The strings are still stretching, but but yeah, I'll let this settle for a couple days and then get the bridge, because you know, if the neck wants to shift. Oh yeah, just in case anybody's wondering, I did weigh the guitar. It weighs in at 7.5 pounds, so it's fairly light. So it's really killer. I mean, it turned out, like I said, it's only a broken record, but it really turned out really well. So thank you for following this build, As usual, I will do a full sound demonstration. And I've been on this cool guitar. Sound demonstration, full photo shoot, and an up close and personal video, and all the good other stuff that I like to do with every guitar that I build. Like I said before, this guitar was so much fun to make, and I did learn quite a bit from making this guitar as well. I always learn when I make guitars, and it does sit like, you know, when you're resting it, you can kind of like rest it if you don't have a stand. It just leans up against the wall just like that, so it's pretty cool. But alright, this will probably conclude the progress on this guitar for today, because I'm gonna let it settle, and I've got a couple other projects to get going. But yeah, and the spike touch, I mean, that's just it's just kind of hit me just to kind of, because you know, you kind of create this stuff like on the fly, and that turned out really cool. And it's got that, and it's detachable, it's not glued in or anything, so if this piece were to somehow break or get busted off, you could always replace it very simply. And you've seen how I made it if you watched the making of this video, or this guitar, so it's not difficult to make at all. So there you go. Hope you have a good center of the week. It's Wednesday today, isn't it? Yeah. So, alright, and we will see you soon. Well, we have to get Gizmo, and I'll do that. I'll get them both out here, and I'll take some video. I'll be right back. Alright. The boys are back in town. Side by side. That is so cool. Thank you everybody again for following both these builds. Stay tuned for all the social media on the new Gremlin Stripe guitar. But yeah, pretty cool. Oh, that was so much fun. And you know, there is a female gremlin. I just might do the female gremlin guitar to make the three together. You know, I think that's going to be the next build, the female gremlin. So, and we can have all three. And I know there's different gremlin characters. But yeah, that is just, just turned out really cool. Alright, we'll see you soon. Good evening, everybody. This is Brian Ragland at Brian Pan Ragland's Guitars on Facebook and my YouTube channel. And this is the voiceover for the Gremlin slash Spike slash Stripe electric guitar build. Fun fact though, while we're watching this cool up close and personal video on this awesome guitar, I recently found out that the name of the guitar is actually, or the name of the character that this guitar depicts is actually named Stripe. Due to that damn Corey Feldman in the first movie where he spilled the water on Gizmo, and then it popped out all the new Gremlins, and then all the new Gizmo babies and one of them had the spike on his head, and he says, "Look, that one's got a stripe." So yeah, the character officially is named Stripe, not Spike. So a little minor foresight there, but I did put Spike on the fretboard, and in the future I might decide to redo that and have it be Stripe instead of Spike. But in general, this guitar was so much fun to make. All the different lines and the contours. I thought it was very overwhelming at first, all the different lines that I drummed and everything like that, but it turned out not to be so bad. And that, if you watch the series from the beginning, you see that stripe there, how the fur actually borrowed from a ZZ guitar, the leftover remnants of that fur from a ZZ Top tribute guitar that I made quite a while back. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, the shadowing, the paint, the colors, everything about this guitar just turned out really good, and it was so much fun to make. Even on the headstock, I debated on doing a little bit of shadowing on the green there, because normally I would just do the solid color, but I think I really like that because it really kind of adds to it, and it kind of ties the headstock theme into the body. And so the 2K clear coat, it's just amazing. Yeah, this, like I say on every one of these builds, I learned so much, and I had so much fun, and the end result is just way beyond my expectations. When I first came up with the concept drawing, because all the builds start with a concept drawing, and yeah, it really came around really well. I love that, the shadowing, and even the way each individual piece reflects the color differently, or reflects the gloss paint differently. I think it adds such a really cool dimension to it, where you look at the skin of Stripe there, and it just really adds to it. And I like the fact that I didn't make the surface of the paint exactly perfectly smooth. I wanted to have that gremlin reptilian kind of look. In this back, I just kind of winged it, just by my thoughts. And going through the fur there is pretty funny. But yeah, I looked online at a bunch of pictures on what the rear of a gremlin looks like, and it does have all those different flesh tone bits with the circles and the different areas and everything like that. And it was kind of unusual that him tipping over the bucket like that, because I had to kind of on the fly just kind of come up with what I thought would look like that. And as far as Spike's back end and everything, I didn't want to make it anything dirty or anything like have his butt crack shown or nothing like that. Just the scales, just simple, and it turned out really cool. And that, as you see, if you watch this video from the beginning, you see that access panel, the pedometer, the knob there, the back cover plate of it was a happy accident. That shape, it just happened to be in that area, and it was the foot. So I thought, why not color the bottom of the feet the flesh tone colors and have it, kind of blend in. And it worked. It worked really cool. Yeah, with the darker color and the lighter color shading. And this is the second guitar where I've done the shading like that. I think the first one was the Gizmo guitar build, which you seen earlier, where I compared both of them together. And I actually want to do a third in the Gremlin series, the Greta, the female Gremlin, which is really kind of funny when you think about the whole Gremlin cast of characters. I mean, they're pretty much, they reproduce by themselves, so gender specific gremlins really aren't necessary. But I guess it's a movie, and it is what it is. But in general, like I said before, we're getting near the end here. We're gonna start getting to the pictures. I always like to do a full photo shoot, but yeah. The guitar plays really well. Those pickups that I use are the chrome pickups right there. I think it's like 17.6 ohms per for output, and that bridge. I'm upgrading my bridge choices. That bridge is a decent bridge, but it does have certain flaws here and there. So I did when I'm making the Doctor 2 guitar that I'm making right now, and I'm actually making that for a really cool gentleman that's in a Cheap Trick band tribute, ultimate band, and they are so accurate, and I think that guitar would be so cool for him to play on stage. But with the blue colored and the red colored lens there, I didn't want it to be like. I initially, I had a suggestion. My stepdad, he said to, why don't you get some of that plastic lens material and put that in there, and then I thought that would be pretty cool, because I could recess that and then add those two lenses, but I did want it to have that really earthy, organic feel with the paint not being perfectly consistent. See how the blue isn't like a solid color, it's like a painted color. And I had a comment on some of my bills from before. A gentleman was saying that I should get a spray booth and use these different high-tech sprayers and everything like that, and it would make your builds look like they're not homemade. And see, that's kind of not my thing, my mojo. I kind of I really purposely want it to look like it was made at home by hand, by just getting the basic tools and grinding it out, and not having a program. And I know there's a certain science to that, and I know there's trickiness and a difficulty to that science of making a guitar on a CNC machine and having the guitar cut it out. But to me, to have the hands-on and just all these different things and the different shapes and the different materials that draw upon so many disciplines, whether it be from painting to shadowing to the woodworking, and just coming up with stuff just on the fly. And you really can't do that in my opinion, when you're on a computer. You don't have the physical hand-on problem solving that when you're building these guitars. There's certain things that you have to invent solutions for. Like a lot of times, you'll be presented with a problem, and you just have to figure out what to do or how to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And a lot of times I have ideas of what I want to do, and I don't really have a plan for it, but then I'll think about it overnight, and it'll be in my brain, and then the solution will just it'll pop out. And I guess that goes from just all my different experiences, because when you create a guitar like this, it draws on so many different disciplines and so many different methods of creativity, from the woodworking to the actual, spacing of everything on the guitar to make it play true, accurate, and perfectly. Like, I'm starting to get a knack for these bridges, though. Have been giving me they've been tricking me up a little lately. The distance, because theoretically, when you measure from the back of the 12th fret to the nut, that gives you the scale length and the distance. Then you measure from the back end of the 12th fret, and then you create your intonation line. But with these bridges lately, it seems like, even though my measurements are straight on and I make that intonation line to where everything should line up, it seems like the bridge is too far forward towards the neck pocket. And then I always have to, take the bridge off and then reassemble, put it back about a centimeter or two. And when it gets to the point where the first time around is where I nail it. And it's just where I measure from, I think, is what the issue is. Because before I was measuring the nut directly in the center of the nut, thinking that the strings, when they touch the nut end, that's where the starts. That's where the distance starts, towards the 12th fret. But I've learned that it's just wherever it makes contact, and a lot of times on these Strat style necks, the contact is, if you're looking at the neck with the headstock to the left and the frets to the right, the farthest to the right of the nut is where it'll make contact with the string. In most cases, so that's where you have to measure from. So from that measurement to the far end, the right end of the 12th fret, that distance will be the same to where the bridge intonation line is. And I know there's going to be adjustment, because it does seem like there's a pattern with the saddles on the bridge on the intonation adjustment. And last few builds I've been doing the full fretwork prior to a full string test. And I just recently started doing the full string test. Because before, I just kind of wing it and kind of go with it, and trusting my measurements. And a lot of times, it would be intonatable, but it would be so far to the edge of the intonation zone, where you don't have much more room for adjustment. And to me, that's just, it kind of kills it for me, because once all the paint's done and everything's etched in stone, you really can't do nothing about it. I mean, you can shore up the neck a little bit and try to put a shim between the far end of the neck pocket, and then you can bring the neck further back. And I know this is a lot of technical mumbo jumbo, and but it's just me reflecting on some of the difficulties on trying to make a solid, true playing instrument. And that's what I try to do. Even though these guitars are made from wood that you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot, and a lot of times before I used to use plywood, which I'm kind of graduating up to real wood now, like wood that's you would buy to make like cabinets or dressers or such like that, furniture, real wood, where it's not layers of wood like cardboard, but it's actually physical wood. And it's a little bit lighter, and it's a little bit more malleable. Like the wood isn't as hard as the plywood, but it's definitely durable. And it turned out really well on this one, and I'm going to start using that wood more often. You get a lot less more, you can get a lot more out of a sheet of plywood. If you buy a sheet of plywood for, a 4x8 sheet of plywood, you can buy for, I don't know, $60 to $100, and you could probably squeeze about 4 or 5 guitars. But the surface area of this plywood is really kind of rough. It's very durable wood, and there's no problem with the stability of the guitar as far as any tension that the strings and the neck would put on it. But it's very rough, and you have to use a lot of body filler, and it does become very time consuming, because the body filler, the combination of the Bondo and the wood grain filler, it's kind of a tricky process to get. If you were doing a real serious kind of build, like a Stealth or a Ninja Warrior kind of guitar, where you want the finish to be as perfect as possible, look like it was completely flat and glossy. That's what gets a little tricky, because between those two layers, you have to really sand a certain way, and you have to take a lot of time with it. But with this better quality of wood, like in this guitar and some of the newer guitars that I'm making now, it's just the wood itself, the finish is pretty flat right from the beginning, so there's not a lot of prep work that needs to go into it prior to the primer step. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this build from the beginning, and sorry about the long-winded explanation of things. Guitar building is a very fun thing to do, but it can be very technical, and there's a lot to it. It's not, I guess I kind of make it look easy because I crank out so many. I mean, I sometimes I could start a drawing, and then within 3-4 days I have the full body completed and ready for paint. So it's just the procedure that I came up with, and the method that it's just, I just created it on the fly. And it's pretty cool having the Ghostbuster, the pick of Guitar of Destiny, Ghostbuster guitar, the Gizmo guitar, the Spike guitar. Yeah, and these pictures right here are the two together. And like I said, I want to make a third one, the female Gremlin, the Greta Gremlin, and that'll be really cool. And I thought about doing it in a bass format, but then I could just make a guitar, and I'm trying to find that perfect picture online. But I think these two guitars next to each other, they do complement each other, with the exception of the
the Gremlin guitar having the wrong name on the fretboard. Which I said, I think in the future I've been suggested to change that, and it wouldn't be that difficult to just redo it. You know, it would take some doing. It probably take a couple days, but I mean it would definitely make it more accurate for the diehard Gremlins fans, because there were a few that commented like, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "Oh well, I make all kinds of weird guitars." I'm like, "No, no, no, it's not the guitar. The guitar itself is amazing. It's awesome. I've never seen anything like that before." But then you called it Spike, and I guess a lot of people call that character Spike because they don't know any better. But damn, Corey Feldman in the movie, he said, "Look, that one's got a stripe on his head." If you go back and watch that movie, and then I guess that's where they took the name Stripe from. It's not an actual spike like you would have like like skinhead guy listening to that kind of music. But all right, thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you on the next build. I really enjoyed myself on this one, and I'm glad you're here. And please stay tuned. So much more to come. We'll see you later.